Yo, what is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. What is going on? We have a lot to talk about, rather, in the Shiba Inu ecosystem. We got some news about Apecoin. We've got to cover Wagmi, a big day for Wagmi, so we're going to get into that in the video as well. It's hump day. Hopefully, everybody is getting over the hump, and we're one step closer to Friday. So, what is going on, everybody? Timsky's in the house. Good morning. Sup? What's up? Is Zach MIA? No, I'm here, man. I'm here. We're here, brother. Let's go. Let's go. Love it. Good afternoon from the UK. Stacking sats. I love it, man. I love it. Stacking sats. I love it. Guys, don't forget, not a financial advisor. Hammer and like that smash button. Subscribe for more content like this, too, especially if you're getting some value throughout the video. Man, it's a great morning. Great morning to be in crypto. It's always a great morning to be in crypto, regardless if we're down in the red a little bit. We're going to cover some other things, too. We've got a bunch of assets that are down right now. BTFA is pulling back ahead of Bandex launching. Is it a good time to maybe add to our position there? Ryoshi Vision has come back down, but it's still in that 14 range. Streamer Inu is in the high 7s. We're going to talk about that. Volt Inu down 24%. We're going to address that on the stream. Everything. We're going to hit on a little bit of everything. As always, really, really appreciate you guys stopping by, and we're going to take a look at some of the big news too that has an impact on the overall crypto market as a whole as well. So, Fresh STZ, what is going on, man? Howdy. Good morning, Mr. Pumpfreeze. What's up, Kevin? How we doing, brother? Fear, good morning, all. What's going on, man? Tori McFarland, good morning. Good morning from NZ, 1:24 a.m. Love it, man. New Zealand, I'm guessing, right? At a year old, SHIB was at 17% value of its all-time high. Saitama will be 1 year in May, holding the line. There you go, man. The thing, that we'll have to watch and see is if Saitama can get the huge popular press coverage that catapulted Shiba Inu into a whole new stratosphere late last year, right? With the listing of all the major exchanges, right? The Binances of the world came first, but then everything came after it, right? Whether it's crypto.com, whether it's Coinbase, you name it, everybody is pretty much listed Shiba Inu at this point. So, but I hope the best for you if you're still hanging on to Saitama. It's had a great run, and I hope that it can recharge the batteries and start going back up. A lot of people kind of, gave me shit for saying some of those tweets back in the day. I can't win right now with saying anything about Saitama. So I want the best for everybody. So I'll tell you that. I still hold about 15% of my bag, hanging on to it. I did take profits around Vegas time. Been very clear about that, very adamant about that. Not hiding it. Don't need to. But I think a lot of people maybe wish they should have or could have took profits back in November. But it is what it is. I understand why people are holding the line now, and they do have, a great network. They've got a large holder base. They've got a great community. There are some people I think that are more toxic than good, but that's just my opinion. But one thing about the Shiba Inu group is we are all together. Sure, there are differences, right? Like people have their differences with the burning of Shiba Inu right now. Sure, there are some differences in opinion there, but people actually have real conversations and talk it out, right? It's not so much of like bickering back and forth and picking sides and spewing venom at the other group. People have real conversations. I was in Shiba Inu spaces not too long ago, and it was a great space. I mean, great conversations and great debates going on about the burning portal. People were actively talking about it, but not yelling over one another, not saying F you, not saying screw you, you're doing this, you're doing that. No, it was real conversation, real dialogue that's actually helping the project, right? Same thing with Everrise. Speaking of Everrise, they had a great day yesterday, some big news. We'll talk about that, rehash that a little bit too. But happy Hump Day to all and happy Freedom Day to South African peeps. Nice. MMF looking like a good purchase. Let's go. Good morning, Chad. What's going on, man? As long as I can open my eyes each morning, it's always a good morning. Yeah, exactly, brother. Always grateful to just wake up and do the thing, right? 100%, brother. 100%. Over 17 billion Shiba Inu has been burned through the burn portal since that whole thing went live. That's pretty legit. Let's see where we are right now. There it is. 17.1 billion SHIB has been burned. So Hey, what's up, Joni? Let's go Wagmi. Yeah, Wagmi, a big day for Wagmi too. We're going to talk about them. A big day for Wagmi. So, of course, the beta launches today. If you have one of those Genesis NFTs, you're going to be able to hop on there and get cooking. So that's going to be awesome to see. Have you taken any interest in Hex? Not yet, Kevin. But I did hear that Richard Hart wants to come on the channel. I'm down. I'm down. I've just got to find where's Richard Hart on Twitter. Let's see if we can find him and send him a message. We'll do it right now. Richard, how do you spell Hart? That's not him, is it? Let's find out where he is real quick, and we're gonna send him a message right here. Richard Hart from Hex. I'd love to have him on the channel. Where's he at? Richard Hart from Hex. Richard Hart. There it is. I'd love to have him on the channel if we can find him. Is he on Twitter somewhere? Let's see. Richard Hart. There he is. Okay, on the world's boom. All right, let's send him a message. Let's send him a message. All right, hey man, would love to have you on the YouTube channel to talk about Hex, not Hess. Hex. Let me know, brother. A lot, and this is true. A lot of the community has been wanting me to reach out to you. There we go. We'll see if he comes on. There's the message to Richard Hart from Hex. We'll see if we can get him on. Why not? Let's see. He tweeted 1 hour ago. Let's send here. Sent you a DM about coming on the YouTube channel. Let me know if you are down. Community here would love to hear from you. There you go. All right, we got him. We got him a couple different ways here. We hit him up via, just right here. So we'll see if that catches him or reaches him. We sent him the DM too. So Richard Hart, we're trying to get Richard Hart, who, obviously a big deal. He's got a YouTube channel right here as well. So it'd be awesome to have him on the channel. Richard Hart, the head guy at Hex. So got my coffee this morning too, guys. Make sure you like that smash button. Go ahead and drill that smash button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Light up the chat if you're drinking coffee this morning. Light up the chat if you're drinking some coffee right now. Let's see what we got here. Saitama was my lesson on taking profits. I think it should be a lot of other people's lesson too. But here's the issue, Fear, that I have. A lot of people refuse to believe that they made a mistake by not taking profits. The first step in realizing you have a problem is realizing you have a problem. If you can't realize that it's a problem, you'll never find the solution. So a lot of people continue to be in denial that they didn't make the wrong choice in not taking profits. Now, you could disagree with that. That's fine. I'm here open for dialogue, and I'll gladly have anybody on the channel who disagrees. But I've reached out to many people, and they don't seem to want to come on. So that's okay. But I've sent open invitations to a lot of critics, and they've never wanted to come on the channel. And we can have an open forum. We can have an open conversation. I think that'd be good for everybody. But I'm under the impression that a lot of people wish they would have taken profits. Whether they say that or not, I think a lot of people wish they would have. And you learn in a bear market. You don't learn in a bull market. Everybody wins in a bull market. Everybody thinks they're geniuses. Everybody thinks they're brilliant because everybody's winning. Winning in a bull market is easy. It's easy. You can invest in any blue chip crypto and make money. It's easy. It's not hard. What's hard is knowing when to take profits, portfolio allocation, diversification, diversifying into various sectors of the market, having an idea of when you want to take your initial investment out, having a plan, knowing when a bear market could be around the corner, maybe getting your money into USDT or USDC into stablecoins. That's hard. It's not hard to make money in a bull run. Everybody and their brother can make money in a bull run. Everybody's geniuses, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect here. I've gotten wrecked before. 100%. I've made mistakes, but I identify them as mistakes and I learn from them, right? I mean, a few in my past, I'll give you a few. Shiba Inu, I didn't take profits. Ended up coming way down, and now I'm left holding the bag on that. I've taken a little profits, not even profits. I took money out as a loss. Piccolo Inu, I could about 3x'd on that. I didn't take profits back then. It has not recovered. I'm down. Now, how did I learn from that? Well, one of my next assets after Piccolo and Shiryu that I covered that went parabolic was Clifford Inu. I took profits. Took profits on it on the way up several times. Even though the sell tax was like 25%, which was ridiculous, but I took profits. So you got to learn from your mistakes, okay? You have to. You have to. It's a must. And if you don't, then what are you doing? I mean, you're just going to keep making the same mistakes in crypto and be left holding the bag, right? So guys, hit that like button. Fear's got water instead of coffee. That's cool. Afternoon coffee. There you go. You know it, dark and sweet. There we go, brother. Hump day. Mike. Anthony, good morning to you, brother. Drinking my coffee while driving an Alligator Alley. Oh, I know where Alligator Alley is, across the Florida state. Are you going east to west or west to east there, Rich? Are you going from Miami to Naples? Are you going from Naples to Miami there across Alligator Alley, brother? I know exactly where you're at. I was just in the area. Wish I took my profits with SHIB back in October, waited so long, hoping it would go back up instead of selling, and now here we are. But again, Silent Ninja, you're addressing that there was an issue, right? Like that's the first step. Like you realize you should have took profits at the top. I mean, a lot of people did. So this is why with SHIB, why I had multiple positions open. So let me tell you what I did with SHIB back here when it happened. All right. So back here when it happened, I opened up a second position after this first pump here in the twos. So I opened up actually two other positions here in the twos. Both of those positions, I rode up and took profits in. My opening position, which was like six, when SHIB had like 6 or 7 zeros, I can't even remember. I still have that opening position. By the way, that $1,000 at the opening spot that I got in was something sick at the all-time high. And I held that because I knew that I had these other positions that were going to be my swing trade positions open. Again, I opened them right in this range during the consolidation phase before the next big leg up, before we went crazy. And I took profits on those two positions. So I've made money off SHIB while still holding the line on my position that goes the furthest back, right? Because that is my position that is really going to be here for the long term that I know could go much, much higher when SHIB reaches new heights. Mononoke Inu's for sup. Yeah, I never got into Mononoke Inu too much. I never covered them on the channel. I know a lot of people got hurt really bad with that one. That one was always fishy to me, but it's hard, man. It's hard to sift through and find really good projects in DeFi. And people want to pinpoint it on influencers like, oh, look at this influencer. They covered another rug pull. Like, listen, everybody's gotten rugged. It doesn't fucking matter who you are. Everybody's gotten rugged. And you try to do your best. But at the end of the day, if there's a bad developer out there and they want to wreck your life, they're going to. Regardless if it was a good project, regardless if they're KYC'd, regardless if they're doxed, we don't hold the keys. We're just, investors. We don't hold the keys to the kingdom. So, it starts at the top, and the top is developers. So there's not all bad developers. Don't hear me wrong. I mean, there's a bunch of good developers, but bad projects start with bad developers from top all the way down. And again, you could do all your vetting and you could say, oh, I'm brilliant. I figured this out. It's a great project. If that developer wants to go another direction and pull the plug and pull the rug out, he can. She can. And then guess what? All your research and all that went out the window and you got duped. It happens all the freaking time. So anybody who thinks they've got it all figured out and they're just in every great project and they never have a bad experience, number one, they're lying. That doesn't happen. Number two, I don't want to hang around those people who know everything. I'm a lifelong learner. I've learned from, projects that I got into and got destroyed on. You learn what happened. Were there red flags? You go back, you reflect, and you keep moving. I mean, that's just what it is, right? It's DeFi, guys. I mean, it's not a safe space right now. You got projects like Everrise and many other projects out there trying to make it a safer place, but it's the unregulated wild, wild west. Let's just call it what it is. It is. It's the unregulated wild, wild west. This shit's going to happen regardless of how much homework you do, regardless of how well you think you know the devs. Uh, if somebody wants to be a bad actor from that side of things, who has control of the keys, has control of the contract, they can do it at any time. They can do it. I'm pretty sure it just happened with what is it, Coyote Coin or whatever, right? I heard some people talking about it here and there. Like, I mean, I don't know about I didn't cover it. I don't know. I didn't really look into it much, but I mean, it sounded like they had some positive things going with the CERTIC audit and things like that, and fully docs, and that just goes to show you, like, fully docs is important for a lot of people. It's not a make or break for me. It's not. I mean, look at Shiba Inu. Nobody's fully doxed, right? And there are many other projects that are successful. I mean, shit, like, nobody really knows who's behind Bitcoin or Dogecoin. Like, nobody saw their face. I mean, there's a lot of projects out there. But I think the mass majority of projects that are good projects have a fully doxed dev team. I will say that. But it's not a make or break thing for me. Would I like to have a fully doxed dev team? Yeah, ideally. But it's not a make or break for me. Zach, do you see any potential in IMX or Gods Unchained? I do. I have heard about Gods Unchained. I haven't heard about IMX. I do. I do like Gods Unchained. Just from what I looked at recently, is it a good time to buy or wait a little bit longer? I was talking to some people who know technical analysis a little better than I do, and they say the technicals do not look good right now. With that being said, I mean, you can always dollar cost average. That's the best way to go about it, in my opinion. Right now, SHIB is getting down in these 2.2s again. Remember, if we're looking at SHIB here, if you're looking for an entry point, if you're looking for a swing trade opportunity, or just to add near the bottoms right now, this 2-1 range down here, we've got some really nice support down here at the 2-1. Okay. Again, back in here, we had it. We hit it down here. We hit it down here. 2-1, 2-2 range. We're essentially knocking on the door right now. So might not be a bad opportunity. Again, these are daily candlesticks. We've just been slowly going down since the Robinhood news. Okay. Kind of an artificial pump here. We've been slowly going down. But again, if you're just dollar cost averaging here every day, look at this. You're buying at a lower price every single day, essentially, right now. But I mean, if you're looking at it right now, we haven't seen it dip down below into the ones for a while. I mean, it hasn't been in the ones. You got to go all the way back in February when we got the crazy, actually late January when we got the, Ukraine news, that it dipped, down in here into the high 1.9 range, 1.8 range. Okay. That's the last time it happened. Otherwise, you're looking at that 2.1, 2.2 range as a good entry point. It seems to bounce off that. It has over the past 3 months or so. That 2.1, 2.2. Liquidity locked for 20 years. I don't know which one that was talking about. Oh, we got a super chat. Can you check Boxa token? They have a big partnership and featured on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, we could take a look at Boxa token real quick. Boxa token. Boxa. Boxa coin? Is this it? No name. Is this it? Boxa coin? Let's see. Let's see. Only 232 holders. Oh, it's on the rise. I have no idea what they do here. Let's take a look at their website. Invest in the future. A community-focused and purpose-built investment token. Boxa is more than just a regular ERC20 token created by the people for the people. Okay, it's a DeFi token that forms part of the expanding Boca ecosystem, building commerce and DApp products to derive new kinds of value from crypto technology and to apply to increasingly better use. Okay, so they're going to have some decentralized apps for commerce. Let's see. They have a smaller supply. They're gathering together a team of developers and investors to create a thriving ecosystem, a safe product to invest in together with our tokenomics and future passive income system. Boxa token aims to become one of the best long-term investments projects. I don't know much about this, but right now we're just in Q2. They just got out of the gates here. Do we have a manifesto? Let's see. Let's see. I don't know much about this, but it just launched. Interesting. Boxa. It's a DAO controlled by rules of transit. Okay, they're just kind of talking about decentralization. There's a lot of fluff here. I still don't really know what they do. There's a very fluffy website. It might be a good project. I have no idea. But no name, thank you for the $10 donation. Boxa, there you go. Guys, how about Apecoin right now? Apecoin is pushing back closer to $20 here today. Wow, talk about a bullish looking chart. Amazing bullish looking chart here for Apecoin. Some big news set to eventually come out, right? Oh, we got a message. Is it Hart? Nope, it's not. Okay. I was hoping it'd be Hart. Let's see if they've dropped any news on Apecoin yet. So from what we're hearing, guys, I had a rumor that a little birdie dropped in my ear that we are hosting a Twitter space today. Okay, they're hosting a... So anyway, the news that I heard is that Apecoin will soon be available on OpenSea and you're going to be able to use it on the marketplace. Transact with Apecoin on the marketplace for OpenSea. We'll see. Now, Apecoin says this was 2 days ago. They're hosting a Twitter space 2 days ago where the members of the Apecoin community and special council members discuss a community-led proposal on staking. Community-led proposals go through an open governance process and the DAOs for the safeguard, fairness, and the DAO's well-being. DAO members can share ideas on discourse to receive informal feedback. Yeah, their DAO is very fascinating in how they broke this down. And I'll tell you what, guys, I think I was saying this the other day. Let's see where Apecoin is on CoinGecko. It's in the top. Oh, here it is. Ranked 29 here, too. Yep. Ranked in the top 30 on CoinGecko as well, up 8%. Man, look at the last 2 weeks. Holy shit, man. Dipped down in here to the $11 range. Look at the last month. It's bullish as hell. I got lucky as hell to get it down here under $7. Why didn't I load the boat? Damn it. Is it a good time to buy or wait a little bit long? Okay, no, we got that. What's your take on Apollo Inu? They've got some really interesting things coming. So I know Apollo's dipping pretty good right now. It's down about 7%. I'm like contemplating opening up another position, to be honest. Because I've got my Apollo staked here for the next 4 months, but I might open up another position. Who knows? We'll see. We're basically where we are back in February before the big leg up. We did have this leg up, back in mid-February. But let's go over to their website. Let's check out their Trello board a little bit. Yeah, like Boca said, smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button if you would. That always helps us out. Best way to give back to the channel, for sure. Really appreciate everybody dropping in this morning too and hanging out. It's always awesome, guys. Hanging out. Love doing this every single day, Monday through Friday. We're here at 9 a.m. right around 9, sometimes 9:30. Okay. Docs, white paper. Nope. I want. Oops. They changed up the tabs a little bit on us, didn't they? Roadmap. That should take us to the Trello. Okay, here we go. Important information, DAO 2.0, MVP development updates. Okay, where are we at here? Next, in progress. Press and brand assets page. Updates for Buy Apollo pop-up. Exchange number 3, due diligence is in progress. So we've got an exchange number 3 that's in progress right now for add the community Facebook page. They're going to be doing that. Exchange number 4 and 5 and 6 due diligence is in here. How to buy Apollo explainer video. Outreach team will develop videos to help onboard people to Apollo Inu through Uniswap and Coinbase wallet. So look at this. They've got number 5 and number 6. This is the 6th one, just updated from in Q&A into in progress in April here. So exchange 6 is already in the pipeline. In Q&A, Web3 Web3 site for the DAO voting app. This is going to help implement the Web3 site that wraps around the DAO contract and supports nominations, voting, and rank and award redemption. Let's see here. Switch website to new apollocrypto.org domain. So that was completed last week. How to buy, exchanges, and verbiage. They had their first fireside chat back in April, too. Let's see. DAO 2.0. Proposal outline. That's backlog. All right, this was dated on the 21st. DAO 2.0 MVP development update. They're putting the final touches on the creator contest website as well as the DAO smart contract to release to a wider group of beta testers before the contract is deployed on the mainnet. Oops. What the heck was that? Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. They're engaged with Q&A internal beta testers on bugs and have started working on features outside the basic requirements of handling a contest. They're also looking at adding in feature requests that are being prioritized through beta. The engineering team tightening up security between the DAO and the backend, primarily to prevent users not following the rules on contests. I like that. The creator nomination flow is being updated to allow for more social pages to be shared, creator to have a picture for their avatar. I like that. And for also allowing the creator to share more of their story on their profile. I think that's going to be really cool, right? Because you're going to get to know the person and then see their work before you vote. You're going to really have an idea of who this person is, which is good. Let's see here. So, guys, welcome into the live stream, too. If you're just popping in, we're taking a look at Apollo Inu and what they've got running right now. We're getting closer to that DAO coming out. So let's see here. The creator nomination flow is being updated to allow for more social pages to be shared, the creator to have a picture of their avatar. Okay, we just hit on that. The voting flow has been streamlined so that a user can cast their vote with less clicks. I like that. Make it easier. Convenience is always key, right? Smart contract updates have been made to handle Apollo distributions after contests with unit tests for code coverage. Some added protection is within the DAO contract now so that no contest is in progress when the DAO is being updated. I like that. As well as making sure we are not running concurrent tests on different DAO contracts. Guys, this is what you're getting in the Apollo Inu team. So make sure you're actually doing your research and doing your homework and coming to the Trello board to see what they're doing. Not a lot of projects are doing this. They're not updating their investors like this. One of the big reasons why, I'm bullish on this project. Stories and tasks have been prioritized for the next few stages of release. A bug was fixed where the signature on signature.io was shown as invalid. Okay. All right, so that's our most recent update back on the 21st, which was last Thursday. Cool. In terms of the milestones that they've already completed, again, Apollo hasn't been out that long. They started in January, right? So they had their first exchange listing, second and third, 3 exchanges. They are working on 4, 5, and 6. Here's all the milestones on social media. 3,000 token holders. I think there's actually more than that, though, now, right? There should be over 5,000. Yeah, over 5,000. So there's over 5,000 token holders, at least according to Dex Tools here. But yeah, down about 7%. A lot of things down a little bit. I mean, you could see Volt had an interesting sell-off yesterday. I'm waiting for my VT tokens to come over. So we'll see. But there's Volt. I mean, it's still a good-looking chart. I mean, no matter what here, still a good-looking chart. But we are down about 23%. But yeah, I'm still waiting for my tokens to come over. I missed the automatic migration like an idiot. So now I had to do it manually, and then I got to wait now up to 30 days. So we'll see. But Wagmi, of course, huge news coming today with the beta. We'll come back to Wagmi here in a sec. I want to bounce back over to Apollo, see if I'm not. But yeah, guys, when you're looking at projects, do your research. Don't just read what somebody else says or what I say. Come over here and read the Trello board for yourself and see what they're doing. I mean, it's all right here. It's all right here. And if we go over, let's see here. Appreciate everybody hanging out too. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps us out. Best way to give back. Appreciate you. Let's see. I like that, Matt. 24 minutes ago. He's at Crypto Bahamas. Nice. That's awesome. Not a bad view for a conference. Oh, that's right. He's at FTX this week. Can't wait to learn more and connect with groups that can also help us expand. Look at that view. Crypto Bahamas. That looks sick. Great platform update. This was 6 on Apollo 10 and the core dev team. Okay, that's the one we saw from Trello. Yeah, that's the update we just read. They also, I don't know if you guys checked this out too. He was on with Julian Placino on Pathways to Success live stream, discussing crypto and the altcoin space, the Apollo Inu token and its vision, as well as past business ventures. More info here. Check out this video too. It was pretty sweet. Watched this the other day. Where's the actual link to the? Get to click this. There was a link somewhere to the actual video. I forget where the heck that was. But yeah, guys, basically what it comes down to is the Trello board's right here. Go over and look at it sometimes if you're interested in this project. If you're not, I understand that, but if you are, I mean, all this information's right here. So head over to the Trello board. It's right here. You can check up exactly what's going on with them. I'm excited for this DAO to come out. Super excited. Love what they're building. Similarly, Streamer Inu is trying to build the same thing. If we go back over to Dex Tools here, Streamer Inu is trying to build the same thing, but for streamers, just streamers. So instead of all creators, they've built a DAO for all streamers. Their chart looks pretty bullish too. I had Z, their head dev, on last week. I think it was last Friday, was it? So this is a cool project too. I like DAOs. Okay, first off, I really like DAOs. I think it's the way forward because it really gives the people the power. I like DAOs, and I like DAOs that help people, who are creative, who don't have the financial means, who are really talented. And both of these projects do that. Of course, Apollo's been around a little longer, obviously has a really good base and, a market cap that's much higher just because it's been around for a lot longer. But interested to see where both these projects go. Really excited about Apollo right now because we're getting really close to the DAO actually coming out, and the voting is going to begin soon. There's over $4 million in that DAO already. So it's going to be awesome to watch. No doubt. All right, let's see. Oh, Wagmi. Let's jump over to Wagmi. I definitely want to hit on Wagmi a little bit. So big day for Wagmi, as most of you know. Let's go over to their official Twitter page here and see what's going on, if they've dropped anything else. So yesterday they had their first exchange listing. DigiFinex ranked 15th globally. This was big for Wagmi. This was ahead of some big news, obviously, with this happening. Oops, wrong one. Where the heck is it? Oh, they had an AMA last night with Torres and Anime. Everybody's covering this. Look at this. Too Big Crypto's got one out there. Let's see. Where was the tweet? Here we go. So this said 2 days away from the official start of Wagmi Defense Beta. That is today. In case you missed it, we doxed. Also, Scott Herman leaked out a sneak peek of the marketplace. Look at this. Sneak peek of the marketplace. Man, it's going to be pretty epic. Let's see where those NFTs are. Oh, it's down a little bit. Floor price 0.369. Still up from minting price. This thing got as high as 0.51, I think. So volume must be down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, volume came way down. They only had 3 sales today so far. And only... yeah, volume came way down here on the 25th. But, I mean, still, overall, volume is moving up. Just a little bit of a dip here in volume. I mean, here's one an hour ago that went 3 hours ago. So, I mean, there's still being some things sold here. 13. I haven't sold any. I've got 9 of these things. So, pretty sick. I'm pretty pumped about these NFTs, too. Yeah, we go over to Rarity Tools. You can see what's what here. There we go. Guys, I'm way behind in the chat. I'm sorry. I will get over there. 180 viewers and 40 likes. Smash it. Yeah, we got a little bit more people hanging out with us, too. So make sure you guys smash that like button. I don't know how many likes we're at. Somebody drop in chat how many likes we got. We will see a $20 ape today. I agree with that, Tori. I think we will. I think we will as well. Team Rexos, you're awesome, bro. Thanks. I find your morning show motivating and not just for crypto. Appreciate that, Fear. I try to interject some of that as well, man. Step App got listed on crow.com. Any thoughts? Ooh, interesting. That's cool. That's good. BTFA all day. Man, it's been on a tear. Congrats to anybody who got in early there. Congrats to anybody who got on the damn pre-sale. Zach, we don't migrate our Volt. It'll be automatically transferred, right? Well, we missed the automatic process. So now you have to do it manually. So if you need to do it manually still, go over to Volt Inu and right here, V1 to V2, manual migration, the Google Docs right here. So you open up the Google Doc. You got to transfer all your Volt 1 tokens to this wallet below. Okay, it's valid for both ETH and BSC because they're both on multi-chain. Fill out and submit the form below. Once you've completed the above steps, you'll receive your Volt 2 tokens within 30 days of the submission date. So you can basically then keep this address in your MetaMask, and it'll show zero balance until they airdrop you the tokens. So I had to do it manually because I missed the automatic thing. I had so much crap going on, and I missed it. Everything's green, is it? Is everything turning green? Oh, a little bit. Last hour, yeah. In the last hour, everything's turning green, yeah. But yeah, look at some of these rare ones for Wagmi. This is my guy right here. Let's go. Let's go. That's my dude right here. Rank number 33. Let's go. Fear says he got into Apollo just because he has 2 border collies. Nice. Yeah, Apollo is the real dog. He's a real border collie. If we don't migrate our Volt. Okay, so there you go. Olivia, hopefully that helps, bro. Can you look at Elon and your thoughts? Yeah, a lot of people on Elon, huh? I got too many damn tabs open. What the shit? Okay. Elon, where's my Dex tools? Here we go. Let's see where Elon is today. It's been fluctuating in that 10 and 11 range pretty much for a while, right? Let's see where it's at. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. That's the best way to give back to the channel. Would really appreciate you if you do that. Also, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to, of course, get to 100K sometime this year. I think it should happen. Thank you, everybody who has been rocking with me for a while, too, man. Even during this bear market, bull market, you know, we got to show up. There's things to learn. There's things to do. Oh, Elon. Okay. All right. So we've been steadily moving up, right? From down here in like the high 7s, right? 7, 8, 7, 9. So we had the real big pump on the 20th all the way into the 12s. But it's been a nice steady rise. I mean, guys, I say the same thing with Elon. I'm just holding the line here. I mean, it's just, you know, there's the chart. I mean, we've seen the highs back in November. We haven't really, you know, sold off all that much. We went back up a little bit in December, came back down in January with everything. The whole market crashed. And we just kind of finding our footing again, getting back to where we were, you know, before that whole thing happened with, you know, Russia invading Ukraine. So And we got some interesting catalysts now that Elon's taken over Twitter. I know that sounds funny, but it is it's a catalyst. So Seifu Ape official, what's happening, man? What's going on? $5 donation. Sape from Fam Sends Love. Keep doing amazing things. Appreciate you, Seifu Ape. Seifu Ape's trying to make us a safer place too. Like projects like Everrise. We really appreciate all projects like this. It's important to try to make DeFi a safer place and a safer space for all of us to play in. It's tough, man. It's tough out here in an unregulated environment, in a place where bad actors can continue to be bad actors again and again and again. I'm just an influencer. I'm just a talking head on YouTube trying to do my best to sift through good projects from bad projects. And, I don't always get it right, but I've only been involved in one, maybe rug pull, one, and that was Arcade Token. Those guys were just very, very good at what they did. I met with them. I did my due diligence. It looked clean. It looked good. And, they did some really shady stuff at launch. And again, that's what I go back to, guys. You never know, right? Just know that when you're getting into crypto, you never know, especially when you're in the degen space, right? Now it's different if you're, and I invest in all this stuff too. Bitcoin, Ethereum, 70, well, about 70% of my portfolio right now, I degen in about 30%, which I think is kind of high. But 70% of my portfolio is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Shiba Inu, Crow, Gala, and Apecoin, like straight up, and Tether. Like that's 70, 75% of my portfolio. And literally those tokens, exactly, those coins and tokens. Literally 70 to 75% of my, entire portfolio is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, that's 3. Cardano, Shiba Inu, that's 5. Crow, that's 6. Apecoin, that's 7. And Gala, that's 8. Literally, those 8 make up 70 to 75% of my overall portfolio. So, people will say, oh, you're just all into shit coins. No, 70, 75% of my portfolio is in blue chip cryptos. But I've made a lot of my money in community coins because why not? That was the gateway drug, right? I mean, that's how I got introduced into crypto. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and Saitama. A lot of people talk about XRP. That's another one of those household names. But to me, it's too inflationary. Nobody talks about the $54 billion in escrow. Yeah, Chad, I mean, there's that, and then there's also just the instability with where we think it's going to go, right, with this whole SEC lawsuit. I mean, I don't disagree that XRP could fly. XRP could fly if it gets passed. I mean, it gets listed back on these major exchanges. Man, whales are moving out of Shiba. No, not really. Look right here. This is 4 hours ago. They're not leaving. Major ETH whale gobbles up 289 billion Shiba Inu, making SHIB top 100 whales biggest holding, flipping FTX again. So I just mentioned this in my video this morning. We go back and forth with Ethereum whales, either having the top holding as FTX or the top holding of Shiba Inu. We always go back and forth. It's either SHIB or FTX. Right now it's SHIB. Those two, and Crow is up there too. A lot of whales get Crow. Those 3 assets, if you're looking for what the whales are holding, the Ethereum whales, it's Shiba Inu, it's FTX, and it's Crow. Those 3, guys. I mean, and obviously I have SHIB and Crow. I don't hold a lot of FTX. Maybe I should. But guys, if you're getting value out of this, hit that like button. That would obviously be worth a lot. Worth its weight in gold. ALCX is a small cap and small supply. There you go. Tori's throwing some gems out there. Tori, appreciate you, man. Always doing great stuff. Just noticed Clique High is in the process of migration to V2. All right, so there you go. Anybody with Clique High holdings? Zach, are you getting into the Bandex presale May 2nd? I might. Yeah, what do you have to hold? 100 million of BTFA. You got to hold 100 million BTFA to get into it, right? I might. And maybe that's why BTFA has been moving up so much, right? BTFA is pulling back a little bit. It was pulling back. It's actually, back in the 12s. We're actually getting some buys coming in, huh? Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's a good-looking chart, man. So a lot of people getting in enough to where they can they can make some plays on Bandex. So BTFA is looking strong, guys. Had them on the channel, did a review video for them, and had them on for an AMA not too long ago. When did I have them on the channel? Let's see. Let me see. A little while ago. Let's see. Videos. BTFA. Here was my review 2 weeks ago. Review was 2 weeks ago. So where were we 2 weeks ago? What's today? 27th to 13th. We had them on right in here. Right when they were kind of just in the same range. And then they went on a little bit of a dip, and they're right back up. But I had them on the AMA during the dip, I think. Let's see. Where were they? BTFA. Oh, I had them here. Here it was. I had them on right here. 5 days ago they were on. BTFA AMA. It was during the first sip in crypto 5 days ago. So today's the 27th. Was the 22nd. We had them on right here. We had them on the 22nd. Since that AMA, we've been popping. BTFA just got verified on Twitter. I saw that. That was pretty sick. Let's see. Banana. Task Force Ape. Yeah, I saw that. Look at that. Snapshot for Bandex in 24 to 36 hours. Let's show them some love, actually. Really has been impressive what they've done. Ape, wow. Where was Ape? Sorry. Yeah, it's at $19 and some change, man. What's up, Matt? What's going on, y'all? I won't own any BTC until I'm way up on altcoins. We'll put profits into BTC. I like that, Chill Will. That's a good strategy, man. Honestly, bro. That's a good strategy. That's what strategy I use. I didn't have any Bitcoin until I started getting some capital, man. Once I started getting capital, I wanted to diversify more into Bitcoin and ETH. And I buy Bitcoin and ETH every single day now. Every single day, I'm dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and ETH right now. So every single day at 10 a.m., so like 10 minutes ago, $35 went into Bitcoin, $35 went into Ethereum for me every single day. So Chill Will, that's a terrible plan. I don't think that's a terrible plan, Chad. I don't think that's a terrible plan. I mean, you can always, Chill Will, you can always DCA into Bitcoin while you're still waiting to, put more into it. But Chad, I don't think that's a terrible plan, man. I mean, I understand where you're coming from in this, it's a riskier play, but you get them big altcoin gains and then you start moving into the blue chips. That's how I did it. I mean, it was during the bull run. So Matt says, so hype about Apecoin. Curious on your thoughts of Immutable X. I like Immutable X. We've talked about them on the channel a little bit. Let's see where they're at today. Talked about them during a live stream before. Immutable. They up today? They're ranked in the top. They're about pretty flat. What have they been doing in the last week? Oh, they're on a little downtrend. Huh. Might be a good time to add to the bag. Let's see where they're at in the 1 year max. They're way down from where they were back in November. I mean, everything was rocking and rolling, right? About 9x from their all-time high. They're listed on a lot of major top 10 top exchanges: Crypto.com, Binance, Coinbase, OKX, UOB, MAXC. I never looked at this historical data tab. This is interesting. What does this say? What's a... Huh. Mana too. Whales eat mana. Yeah, they do like mana, Lord Shiba. That's a good point. How's Wagmi looking? We'll take a look. It's back up into the 17s. We got the beta launching today, so I'm expecting a little bit of a Wagmi pump. We'll see. I mean, we definitely have some resistance here in that 20 range. We did pump past it a few times, though, back in early April. But I mean, that's just a great looking chart there for Wagmi. Libre, what's up? Good morning, bro. I still have a huge bag of SHIB and buying here and there, but I'm all about Crow. I think that's a good decision, bro. It's a good decision. Don't forget to hammer that like button, y'all. It's totally free to give back that way, and it's the best way to give back to the channel. Love for you to subscribe too, but that's on you, bro. Cool and Chris, good morning, man. Have you ever had the time to look into Sky Token? I actually have looked into Sky quite a bit. I actually have spoken with Omar a little bit behind the scenes before they launched, and I was learning about their product. You know, that's actually a privately traded company too. You know, it's an interesting idea. I love it. I mean, obviously, it's helping keep people safe, and yeah, no, I've heard about Sky, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Omar. I even messaged him and just said excited for what you guys have built, and it's been awesome to watch. So I know a lot of people got in early on it. I kind of missed the boat on getting in early. You can't hit them all, but I'm happy for anybody who got in there, man. It's awesome. Cool. And Chris, were you one of the people to get in early? Let me know, bro. Here's what I'm going to do, guys, for a little bit. I'm going to drop the link to the viewers out there. So y'all want to come join me? Here we go. Join the live stream now. Would love to meet you and talk crypto. Here's the link. So if you could, guys, spread this out, that'd be cool. And I'm going to share this out with everybody. That should still go. It says, sorry, wrong link. I think it still goes. There we go. Join the live stream now. Would love to meet you and talk crypto. So there you guys go. Guys, if you could, retweet that. I want to bring some people onto the stream. Smash the like button. Let's get past 200. Yeah, what Boca said. Let's do it. Thoughts on Luna 1? Thinking of a small $300 investment with that. Yeah, Luna 1's got the pre-sale coming up, huh? So I've been trying to get a hold of somebody on their team. I can't message them. I'm trying to talk to the dev. I try to talk to the dev team, right? Of course, anytime I cover a new project, I try to at least talk to them. Again, you could still get duped. You know, it's hard. I mean, but you at least get a better idea of who the person is, and hopefully they fully docs on like a Zoom call or something, and you talk to them, you get to hear them, see where they're at. You know, I have a couple people who look at the contract. I mean, I try to do my best with all of that. But I have not been able to track them down. So let's see here. Let me just send a message. People at official Luna 1 follows or mention can reply. Wow, they don't let anybody reply? That's weird. What the heck? So I can't even reply to that? That's bogus, man. Why did they do that? So I do like the concept and the idea, though, for sure. For sure. But you never know with new launches, guys. Guys, appreciate you retweeting that out. Yeah, launch that out there. I want people to pop on here. Feel free. I mean, anything is welcome. So come on. Wagmi still be using Immutable X. How do you think housing market crash will affect crypto market? That's a good question. I don't know a lot about the housing market, to be honest. I hope it crashes though, because I'm, in the market. I don't want to buy in this market though. That's right. I'm a patient man. Definitely chill, Will. And you're investing in crypto, bro. You're here. You're early. Buy Luna 1 before it goes up 10 cents. Why just not factor in a percentage of your altcoin investments into Bitcoin, like 5% of your weekly meme investment? Yeah, you could do that too. That's a good strategy. Yeah. Coinbase makes it super easy. And Coinbase One, there's no fees now. So that's what I'm using. And I just, automatically set it. It just takes it out of my account every morning at 10 a.m. I'm buying it. I'm buying. Let's see. Strange Inu. I've heard a lot about this. I have not looked at it. You guys heard about this? I guess it was like I have no idea what they do. I have no idea. Strange Inu. It's not even popping up here. It's not even on Dex Tools. All one word or something. Strange Inu. Is it on the Binance side? I'm guessing that's it. Huh. A little over 1,100 holders. I know nothing about this, but they are up today. Where's Zelda at? Zelda Verse is coming out, guys. So Zelda New, this thing has just been consolidating forever. Man, it's been going down. Man, it's brutal. It just can't seem to get the volume. Zelda New has got 16,000 volume. This is a really good project, guys. Vince is fully doxed. Their whole dev team's fully doxed. They're helping dogs. Like, it's a very simple concept. I don't know why they're not doing better. Maybe it's because they're on the Binance side. I don't know. So anyways, guys, if you guys don't know, so Zelda New, they 250x'd at launch, which was insane. They've got Zelda Verse coming out. This is going to be underneath Zelda Anew. So Zelda Verse is coming out May 1st. If you're looking for some new tokens, new launches to at least look into, this one's coming out. So 4 days, 7 hours, they've got it ready here. 650,000 has been raised, no pre-sale. Huge partners on board. Massive 7% buyback on Zelda Anew with each Zeldaverse transaction. Matthew Perry's talking about it. Bart Baker's talking about it. Run guys are talking about it. Let's see. Wall Street Bets are talking about it. Austin and myself are talking about it. So we'll see what this can do. First of its kind metaverse token focused on breaking through with utility in the metaverse and the real world as a component of our growing ecosystem. Zeldaverse will support the metaverse gaming side. And again, I like the 7% buyback on Zelda Anew. I'd like to get Vince on the channel. I'm trying to get Vince on the channel to talk more about the metaverse play and what exactly they're trying to do with it. But if you're looking for something to look into for a new launch, this is one, zeldaverse.io. Oh, we got some people in the backstage. Sweet. All right, we got Daniel and Chris. We're going to bring them on. Daniel, Chris, good morning. What's going on?
Good morning, Zach. How you doing today?
Good, man. Can't complain. How are you?
So we meet again.
Daniel.
What's up?
Good morning, Daniel.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good, man. Just woke up doing some research.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I got back from 10 days of vacation where I did no screens. I switched my SIM card to basically a card phone that had no smart capabilities. And it is amazing how much you can get out of touch with everything. It's like every one of my computers and every chart I look at, things are just like, when you leave and someone cleans up your house, like when someone cleans up a room and it wasn't you, you don't know where anything is.
Right.
Getting that feeling a whole bunch.
That's nice though, man. I call that like a hard reset though. It's needed sometimes, man, to just break away from all technology for a little bit, right?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was Passover here, so like I was with some pretty religious family who don't, it was all that. So it was not just that; it's also there was no whiskey, there was no beer, which for me is not usually healthy, but
That's good, man. That's good.
Red wine and gin for a week wasn't bad.
At least red wine is a little bit more healthy for you, right? Has some.
Sure, we'll go with that.
So what's on your guys' mind today? What's going on? What do you guys been researching? What have you been looking at?
Like I said in the chat, Sky Token for me is one of those that I think I'm gonna go a little bit more heavy on because, like you said, you spoke to Omar, right? So Omar, I had a conversation with him in the DMs, and he gave me the privilege of throwing me his number, and I had a private conversation with him, and he genuinely cares, man. I love that about him, and he's very knowledgeable. The fact that he's been in crypto for a very long time, and he himself has even created like KYC programs, like that gives me a lot of confidence into what Sky is doing, like between Sky Path, the technology, and Sky Token in general. And like you said, they're a privately traded company. add on top of that that they're looking to partner with a $1 trillion company.
Mm-hmm.
And if you Google $1 trillion companies, there's only about a few of them. And if you do the math, like
Mm-hmm.
the potential for that project is kind of crazy. And I
No
would say
doubt,
this,
man.
Zach. I would say this, Zach. It is not too late at all. It's still very early for that project. It has less than 400 holders. So
Yeah, 359 holders, and it's only $136,000 or $136 million market cap, right? Yeah, 136.
and that's actually not true. The real market cap is actually only about 1 million.
So this must be the
So
fully diluted then, huh? Is that what
right,
we're saying? Okay.
right. So they had some issues with the way the contract was handled in the beginning. That's why I believe. Don't quote me on that, but that's why I believe that the market cap is kind of like crazy like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's up,
What's going
Rodney?
on, Rodney?
What's going on, man? Yeah, make sure you guys tune in for Rodney. He's coming on. Oh, is that him? No, it's somebody else. Rodney will be live 11 a.m. I think, right? He goes on with Coffee and Crypto. So make sure you tune in to that after this one.
Yeah.
Crypto Moonlight, we're bringing you in, man. What's going on?
Hey Zach, I'm sorry, Crypto Moonlight. Good morning. Question for you, man. When are you gonna make your own coffee company, man?
Yo, sorry guys. I just saw this on Twitter, and I
Yeah.
decided to check in and see what you guys are doing here.
Yeah, man.
We-
Hey Zach,
forgive you.
greetings from South Africa.
That's
Oh,
awesome,
that's
man.
awesome.
Yeah,
That is
great,
very
man.
cool.
That puts a
All
smile
right,
on my face,
guys.
man.
I just wanted to greet you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're welcome to hang out, dude. If you want to, we're just hanging out talking crypto, man.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Yeah, man.
So, Zach, I've been asking you on your live broadcast what you think about MTV.
MTV. I don't know about that one, man. Let me write that down.
Oh.
What is it? What are they doing?
It's called Motivac.
You said MTV. Is that what it was?
It's similar, I think, to Milkomeda and to what's it called? What's the other cross-chain bridge one, like Lisk and those ones?
Yeah, I'm still doing my research on it though, but it seems like it's got potential.
Is this the one on screen? Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
This one. Yeah,
Okay.
it's this one.
We'll look into this. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
All right.
A lot of those types have actually been surprising. I mean, Milkomeda is one of the ones that just out of left field in the last couple of weeks just deployed a whole bunch of stuff. Like they deployed some of the first collateralized stable coins on Cardano on Ouroboros. And like Milkomeda and what was the other one? There's one that Zay was bringing up that it's not Moonbeam. I don't think it's Moonbeam. Zay, if you're here, then shout at me what it was. There was 3 or 4 of these ones that are like cross-chain. Like it's sort of the same principle as Polygon, only where Polygon started is let's be a layer 2 in order to make stuff cheaper, and then they sort of had to, out of necessity, work their way towards like cross-chain implementations of various stuff and like wormholing and all that. And you have a lot of these ones that started on the opposite end, on the like let's make it really easy to take USDC from Ethereum and use it in Cardano or use it in Polkadot, and a lot of them just sort of made a lot of really big moves in the last couple of weeks. Some very interesting implementations though.
Interesting. Okay, to look more into this.
What I like is that the only thing I would mention though about this Multivac, it looks like their Git repo hasn't really been changed in some time. I'm seeing the last commit made on the 29th of November. So I don't know if that's just by design or if they think that they wrote perfect code the first time, but I'm not seeing very many commits.
Daniel, explain to people what that means.
Yes, please.
If you see their GitHub on the top right,
yeah,
open that. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Zach. Or you can show my screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the stream, not the streamer. I was looking at the YouTube streamer. So this here, if you check, for example, Multivac on the left side, popular repositories, you can see GitHub is. I mean, the easiest way to explain what GitHub is it's like Pornhub, only instead of porn, it's code. So what you do is you want to publish either a publicly or a restricted view for people to contribute changes to code, and you authorize people can just pull easily the code and run what you've written. So like I have a wallet that I wrote for us to do degen plays, and the people who make plays with us can actually pull the wallet in order to execute. It's the same, like if you want the code for Trust Wallet or for MetaMask, you go to their GitHub and you can pull the repository for that project, and that gives you the source code for everything you need, and then you can make whatever changes you want. And it tracks it through Git, which was designed by Linus Torvalds, the guy who made Linux, in order to weed out weak programmers. And essentially it tracks changes made and dependencies made, so that if a tiny, you can see who changed what when, and you can see who's to blame for a specific piece of code. And it's a way of organizing many people collaborating on code together. So when you see something that's a cross-chain infrastructure project, such as this multivac one, it's usually one of the things to look at. I'm not like, it could be that they've deployed this and they have other stuff going on the side. I haven't dug too much into the project, but their main repo for their platform it had code deployed on the 29th of November, and it has that's actually the update for the README. So it's newer than that, but I'm just not seeing much activity in the last while. Those are going to be when the folder was changed. So if you go into it, there's probably individual files which were the place you're looking at in like the server files, for example. So stuff like, but I mean, you're seeing a lot of stuff here that was built over a year ago and hasn't really been changed at all. And I'm just not a fan of people who are under the, I mean, what you can do is you can check commits. I'm not going to walk you through how to use Git. It's boring, and I don't think anyone wants to watch it. But one of the things to research when you're looking at platforms is how active their Git repository is. I mean, just for reference sake, you can look at Saitama's Git repo, and they've never posted anything there ever. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's very interesting. Can someone like me who doesn't have any coding experience get together with somebody like you? Like, let's say if I have an idea and I know nothing about coding, right? But I have what I think is a good idea. Can I get together with somebody like you and you can like code it in the background for me, or like how does that work exactly?
And the short answer to the question is yes, but I mean, the question is what sort of deal you want to work up. I mean, that's more of agreement between employee and employer than anything else. So usually, sadly, the majority of the time, it isn't people whom are coders who are part of it. It's usually hiring someone as a coder for a specific project for a pre-agreed amount, and then they do the work, and then someone launches it, and that usually goes very poorly. A lot of the blue chips, a lot of the larger stuff, those are programmed by anyone who wants to come along. So like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Cardano, and one day maybe Solana, but not yet. You can pull their entire environment and you can run it yourself. If you found something that makes an improvement, you can make a merge request you can make the changes required for it. You can send a merge request in, and you can ask for them to authorize it. I mean, there's a couple of things about what you mentioned. There's like developing the project, and there's the compensation for hiring somebody or working with somebody in terms of getting a project off the ground.
Got it.
The short answer is yes. Yes, you can.
But not necessarily the best thing to do. Got it.
No. Git is just a good way to manage source code. It's not necessarily. It just works really well. The upside to using to GitHub, to Git in general, is that it's really easy to track who did what and when if you find a specific problem, and it's also really good to connect it to automated testing things. So it's not going to be used in like contract code. It's very rarely going to be used in contract code. I'm not actually familiar with the CI. CI is a continuous integration. That's something where like I made a change to the code, and before it gets committed to the code, it runs through, like it takes what I was gonna change and it brings it into like a test environment, and it runs a series of tests on it to make sure that I didn't break anything fundamental. So something like that, I'm not familiar with anything. That's actually not a bad idea for a project. But something which, if you want to make changes to a contract, that you could actually test the changes to a contract in a test environment before it actually launches. But yeah.
So Chris, I want to go back to your question, man. So about the coffee. So I don't know, man. So I'm working with a couple Shiba coffee companies. I'm hoping to connect with them a little bit more, but Shiba Brew is one of them, and then Shiba Coffee Company. We have a couple different brands through them, but that might be a good idea, man. Maybe create my own. I'm working on a new logo design, so maybe when that comes out and rolls out, new website, maybe sell some coffee on there. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I think at this point you're almost synonymous with coffee. at least when it comes to crypto, right? So why not kind of have your own,
That'd be cool.
like, the Humphreys brand or the Zach or whatever ZH, whatever you decide to go with. But I think it'll be a cool idea, and I think it'll do well. You have a lot of followers, you have a lot of supporters, I should say. So why not?
See, those in the know that Zach has secretly never been drinking coffee. Okay, he's got a margarita machine under his table. He's been sipping a margarita
Right.
from 8 o'clock in the morning the whole time you've been watching him.
I got a bottle of Kahlua under my desk, and I just
And nobody is that relieved. Nobody is that relieved by a first sip in the morning of coffee.
Hey guys,
That's
too,
funny.
Chris, I got to give you a shout out too, man. I think you're doing a great job with the spaces, man. I really enjoy when you're on a space because, as we all know, man, there's some crazy spaces out there where I think are more toxic than good, but not with yours, man. I love the vibe when I jump in to your guys' spaces, and keep doing them, man. It's important.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Chris, where do you do spaces? I'm sorry. I'm out of the loop. I'm a no.
I'll pull it up on Twitter. Go ahead, Chris.
It's okay. I actually did. I appreciate that, Zach. That was one of the problems, right, with Twitter, is that jumping in the space, sometimes you only last 5 seconds before you jump right out, because you jump in and there's an argument going immediately, and it's kind of unfortunate because sometimes you either want to contribute to the conversation or you just want to sit back and listen, and Twitter is Twitter, right? But I created this space with Fadaka and City Girl, and we got a lot of good feedback because we just allowed people to have discourse without the toxicity, and a lot of people gravitated toward it because of it. And yesterday we actually had like a celebration for women in crypto, and that went really well. We had Crypto Rita from Koa there. We had Yeti Jackie from the Yeti project. Crypto Empress was there, and a few other individuals. It was really cool. Even Crypto Family came in there, and he shared his story. Like he's in crypto because of his mom, and that's a beautiful thing. Like here's a woman that's contributing to the fact that crypto is here to stay, and she's an older woman, and she's supporting her son. And Crypto Empress's story was very inspirational to other women, and that, like, Yeti Jackie praised her for it. Like, it was awesome hearing women support women, and we need that space because we know how toxic men, or boys I should say, can be to women in this space. So
yeah.
But I appreciate that, Zach. I try to hold them as often as I can. I run my own business, so it's kind of hard to jump on Twitter Spaces as every day. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do one with Omar again. I had one with Omar about a week ago, and that went really well because a lot of people heard, not even about Sky Token. A lot of people invested into a Sky Token because of the knowledge that he had about cryptocurrency, and that drove them to invest in the project. So, it's awesome that someone like you recognizes that. So I really appreciate that.
No problem, man. And I'm curious now, what kind of business do you run?
Well, I bake and provide edibles for a lot of people.
Right.
Yes. So most of my clients are actually nurses, teachers, high professionals, but they do stressful jobs. And how I curate my edibles is more on the it allows them to sleep well. That, it's not really about having fun. My edibles are more for providing sleep and relaxation and pain relief. That's what I focus on. So I kind of made my recipe to cater to that side of it. I mean, they could be used for if you want to hang out, but it's more for rest and relaxation than anything else.
All right. So when is this company going to be tokenized? And what's the token name?
Cool and Chris, right? But I definitely, at some point, I actually want to look into creating something for myself, in terms of either a token or NFTs. I have a lot of good ideas. That's kind of why I asked them about maybe collaborating. But
Yeah,
in
curious.
due time, in due time, I have a lot of notes that I've been taking from other projects and seeing what they do well, seeing what they do wrong, and at some point, I'm definitely going to launch my own project. I'm slow crawling into that one because I don't want to. My main focus is um to provide something better for this space, just like Zach is doing. Like I want to leave this space better, for my children. I have two boys, so I want to leave Web3 better than I came into it, if that makes any sense. So, yeah.
No doubt, bro. No
I'm,
doubt.
I'm curious. Do bakeries for edibles encounter the same banking problems that dispensaries get in the States?
Yes, because it's not federally legal right now. So, having a bakery. So I'm in New York, right? And it has been legalized, but it hasn't been regulated yet. They haven't written out all the laws for it yet, and they haven't given out the licenses yet. Actually, don't quote me on that because I believe they started to. But once they do, I mean, I'm in the crypto world, right? So I don't even think I'm gonna really bother with banks. Most of my transactions will be through, Web3 and
Well,
using,
that's
yeah,
well,
exactly.
that's the obvious follow up. Is today do you accept crypto?
Exactly. Everything I do once I get my licenses will be like through crypto. And I do accept crypto as payment already. So
Can Rodney get him in Australia? Rodney Holm is looking for him out of Australia right now.
I cannot put them on a plane because
Right.
that's illegal, right? So any unfortunately the only way to get cool and crisp edibles is you have to come to New York. I'm not gonna risk, my business because I would love to, right? I would love to just ship something. I would even do it for free sometimes, but I can't, man. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't want to risk it.
Rodney, I can assure you that if you have crypto and you wish to obtain not just weed but any drugs, we got that covered in this space. That's not something that's lacking.
Right.
That's a fact.
Cryptedibles. Oh, that's nice, Muzz.
That actually sounds really cool.
I like that. That's good stuff. So let's see here. What else is on your guys' mind? Daniel, what do you got, man? What are you looking into right now?
I've been strategizing a lot of blue chip moves. Again, I've been sort of the mind that we're going to have a market downturn spooling up around April and May. We're really heading for the deep end. So I'm sort of strategizing what to accumulate on that time. Today, I sort of piqued an interest. ENS has been doing amazingly well today for reasons that aren't that the explanations don't quite fit it, but one of the things that they did is they started having something that was attempted a few times. I mean, it's up 9%, but at a certain point, it was up by 20% on the day. I've had some ENS for a long time, and it's not particularly what I'm bullish on. What it got me bullish on is they have some implementations with for life. I have it on my other computer open, but I can't remember the exact project. But they started working to try to accomplish something that a few like what's it called? Gitcoin and like Arweave and a lot of these storage. You remember there was a lot of these blockchain storage firms that came up about a year and a half ago, like Mina Protocol and Arweave and all those ones that were like, let's store your files on the blockchain, which inherently is a bad idea and inherently is not scalable. So a couple of them, I've kind of been waiting for something like this to happen, where you have they actually have sort of an infrastructure similar to what I was mentioning about Git, where if you have like an open source project, let's say MetaMask. Okay, MetaMask is open source. You have people who volunteer their time to write a better wallet, which the majority of the people in the space use, and they sort of built they made an infrastructure that you could, in theory, given enough time, make it so that you make a team that's sort of, I don't want to say it's NFT based, but it's sort of like ENS names and the NFTs that represent their ownership sort of make a team, and then like right now, if I'm a developer and I want to contribute my time to MetaMask, then it's really hard. Like I have to either put into like the README or like the details of the app or of the or of the README for it. I have to put on. Sorry for those who don't. Thank you, Muzz. For those who don't know what ENS is, it's the Ethereum naming service. It essentially lets you get an NFT that you could put into MetaMask, like degenerator.eth, or like one of mine is cytomasochist.eth. You can put that in and it resolves to one of my wallets. So you don't need to remember a 54 character name for a wallet. You can just, you want to send something to this address and you just put in, you put in cytomasochist.eth or you put in zachhumphreys.eth and that shows up there. It also has a few other purposes. But one of the use cases that they did is something that a lot of these storage and code collaboration coins about a year and a half ago tried to do, and they seem to have proved that it's doable on their between ENS and it's the company. It's not Docker, but it's a picture of a whale. I can't remember the name of their platform. I'll look it up a bit later. But the idea is that right now, if I'm a contributor to MetaMask and I give my time to it, and people want to donate a bit of money to me for my time, then right now it means I either got to put like a link in MetaMask to donate to us, or I got to put in like the Git repo for MetaMask. If you support this, send me some money, versus just having it be that, and then you'd have to send to me. And then if Zach is also writing code for it, you got to send to him. Whereas they're making sort of groups that are tied to development. So if I wrote 10% of the code on a project and another person wrote 5% of the code on a project, then you can actually have it that I send like 100 USDC to that particular to this NFT that represents the group, and then it gets dispersed to them based upon the rules I've set. So like how much they've contributed or how much their particular section of code has been used, which is something that in the development space has been really missing. Like I'm a big fan of open source code. I pretty much I think everyone who's into blockchain is a big fan of open source code, unless you're a Solana or an XRP fan, in which case have fun. But to digress, I mean, like having communities build, like vibrant ecosystems that have a lot of support in their code is something that you can't expect them to always do for free. I mean, they're impassioned for the most part. The guys behind Trust Wallet, the guys behind MetaMask, the guys behind the Ethereum organization, those are very devoted people. But a lot of them are working for absurd amounts of money. Like people in the Ethereum organization are working for an absurd amount of money. People from MetaMask, they don't, to my knowledge, get paid explicitly. I believe there's some donations that they receive and some contributors to it who they get some money. But you could write, if I wanted to add 50% of the code to MetaMask because I have a great idea, there's no financial benefit in doing so, which isn't meant to be the problem, that's not the purpose of open source. But if somebody wanted to give money, then you want to get it back. You want to get a piece of that based upon, you want to make it easier for people to donate to open source projects. So because of that, I got very interested in in reviewing a lot of these file storage projects to see which of them have actually made progress. So Arweave seems to actually be in a good position right now. Git token does not. BitTorrent token does not. There's about 22 other ones I have to take a look at later today once I'm done work, and I'll try to come up with something. More coherent. But Mina protocol, I've never. I like their goal. I've never been a fan. Like stuff like that, you can't scale it. I mean, the Mina protocol was, I think, one of their primary use cases going for medicine, and like you can have a mammogram that's 2 terabytes. So if you have a blockchain that has to store 2 terabytes of a file, there's no way that you can actually accomplish that. There's no way you can actually store it on chain. You always have to have something that points to the real file on chain, which strangely enough is how most NFTs, except those on Cardano, work. But I'll stop rambling. But yeah, Arweave is the one that was actually attractive. Mina isn't bad. It's just they can't scale.
Well, let me ask you something, Daniel. Are you an actual dev of any team?
Yeah. For crypto projects, no. I do development for autonomous cars.
So, as you were talking, I kind of just had that idea. Why not? I don't know your resources or your pockets rather, but it would sound like it would be a good idea to kind of tokenize a project that, and not even necessarily for charity, right? But why not tokenize a product that is something like a GitHub where, coders can contribute to these open source apps and get paid for it with said token.
There have been a few attempts which haven't succeeded all that well. The most popular was Git token itself, which I think a couple of developers of Git went to do. But the Git token
is it GIT? Oh, here is it Gitcoin?
Could be, yeah, Gitcoin, because it was its own chain. But one of the features that was inherently missing in that, which is something the crypto space actually really needs. And I recall one time, Zach, when you had Moonshot on your stream, I remember bugging him about this, and I meant to get around to writing something of a proof of concept. But the idea that you could have a smart contract be a user in Git It's difficult to convey what that means in practice. But what it would mean is that I could open a repo with a contract that I'm going to launch, and then I can lock that repo, and I can have that contract be audited by TARP or by CertiK or by whoever. And then as soon as they have signed, like TARP gives me a wallet that is going to be their developer who signs that this contract is safe and that it's truly that. And then CertiK does the exact same thing, and then have a smart contract launch the contract that I wrote in that Git repo, or to have it execute actions is something that would actually be a huge step forward in it would be use case for crypto in general, but not necessarily cryptocurrencies. It would be more of a blockchain use case. But yeah, something along the lines of again, Gitcoin. It had great ideas, but it wasn't well conceived. It's really just a charity with added steps. Like you don't think you've saved anybody time by I bought Gitcoin, then I went to a DAO and I voted to go to this guy instead of just sending this guy $20. You have to save someone some time or some money in what you do. But I mean, having blockchain be a piece of the infrastructure of publishing code is something which hasn't so far been adequately put forward as an idea. So if you could have a smart contract that's essentially a DAO but with just like 2 or 3 voters to it, and one voter is the contract auditor from TARP, one voter is the contract auditor from CertiK, and the other is like the main developer, and they make a repository of this is the code we're going to launch in our contract. Then you can actually have the transparency of this is the code. It doesn't exist as a contract yet. And you can have measures added on top of that for keeping things secured, for keeping things like preventing bots, etc. But what you can do is you can have, instead of a person uploading the contract to the blockchain and there's the token launched, you can have, a smart contract got signed by 2 people. The contract went, committed the Git repo, and uploaded it to the chain. So like that is a flow which we're actually not that far from. The closest I've seen so far was an implementation of the Graphene wallet by Feg Token, which they've done some very interesting stuff. But something like having a digital signature be executed by a contract in order to do stuff that developers do is definitely something that's still taking its sweet time in the space. And because it started to sort of price-wise, it hasn't gained as much momentum as I see it being. I used to have a lot more holdings in these storage tokens until I dug into a lot of their infrastructure and realized that they can't scale. It's impossible to scale. You're just going to end up paying Amazon a whole bunch of money for storage buckets. So to summarize, I've recently been looking at a lot of these storage tokens to see which ones have made some progress in the last little bit.
What do you think of Filecoin, just in general?
Also, they have huge, their principle is not bad if you're a small business with, a couple gigabytes of files that you would wish, or like maybe running a database or just storing file backup, stuff like that. But in terms of scalability, you're not storing anything on chain. You're storing pointers to some random storage. Like you're essentially taking Dropbox and adding a coin to it. People get Dropbox for free. People pay as little as humanly possible for cloud storage on top of that. You have to be able to execute it cheaper using that coin in order to execute it properly, or for it to be profitable.
What was the one we talked about? By the way, guys, Daniel, as you guys can tell, is super brilliant. I've met him through our private community. I've learned so much from Daniel and many other people too. And Muzz is here. So many people have great knowledge and just glean from it what you can whenever Daniel comes on. I mean, he's brilliant. But Daniel, what was that other? What was the other one? Not Filecoin, the newer one. Shit, it's escaping me. It was kind of
storage based, or
yeah, it was kind of a play at Filecoin, but a newer version of it. Man, it's on the tip of my tongue. We were talking about it last year.
Are you talking for like music streaming and stuff like that? Are you talking like did it have a niche, or is it just file storage in general?
It was like cloud based.
It starts with a C. Hang on. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Oh,
it might have even enter the top 100. It had like a really good run during the last.
I tip on my tongue as well. Give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Storage, right? Was it storage?
Yeah. No.
Okay. We got storage there. There was a few of these. They all popped up around the same time.
It wasn't this one.
Skycoin is one, but I don't think that's the same one that Chris was on about. I think he meant Sky Token and not Skycoin.
It was Sky Token, not Skycoin.
Did we have a channel in Discord about it? I think we did. If memory serves, we had a channel in Discord.
I think
about
we did.
That effect. Hold up.
I can't remember. Damn. I can't remember. It'll hit me eventually. Hey, while Daniel's trying to track that down, Chris, what are your thoughts on Apecoin, man? Did you get in?
So,
yeah,
Apecoin, when that debuted, I don't know if you remember, Zach, but the gas fees were ridiculous that day. Ridiculous during the launch, and even though they were ridiculous, I made an attempt. My transaction failed, and I took that as a sign from the universe to just kind of stay away from it. And at the time, I was right. At the time, I was right because it shot up to some, I believe, to $12 or $13, maybe even more than that. Day one of launch, and it went up a little bit more the next day. But after that, I kind of just ignored it. I was just like, you know what? I don't want any more, meme projects. And not to say Ape is a meme project, but that's how I felt at the time.
It's a meme project. It's okay. You're not offending.
I mean, at this point, you kind of have to respect it a little bit more than just like it's not just a meme token anymore. It might be like meme token based, but
it's a meme token based on a meme NFT. Is that better?
Meme NFT that got really big.
There you go. But I stayed away from it, and I regret staying away from it because I remember it did drop down to about maybe $6 or $7, and maybe I should have bought a few there. But overall, I think it'll be an interesting project if they manage it well, and it has a lot of potential if they're gonna jump into the metaverse, and if they create a game that's solid, if they have like a legit developer for the actual game or publisher, they can have something big. Did you see the trailer that they dropped for the metaverse game?
Yeah, and dude,
it looks really good. And of course that's just of course that's just a trailer, right? It doesn't mean that it's going to be gameplay based or anything like that. But if that's anything. If that shows any sort of quality that they're going to put in the actual game, I think Apecoin can definitely be big. Like it's definitely going to hit $25 with by mid-May. If that game is anything like the trailer looks, it'll be like a $50 token.
I don't know.
In my opinion,
I don't know how much of a gamer you are, but the phrase "if that game looks anything like its trailer" is notoriously
yes.
a kick in the balls for everybody who's waited for anything from Anthem to Cyberpunk to
No
Man's Sky.
The trailer is always a little bit better than the actual game.
Yes, I'm a gamer at heart. I've been gaming since I was like 4 years old. So like I'm gonna age myself a little bit. I had
what were you playing at 4 years old? Come on.
TurboGrafx 16. That's what I started with.
So I got the Conan game on Apple II. That was the first one I remember playing. I definitely played some before then. That's the one I can remember.
Gotcha. Siacoin. That's it. Siacoin. Nathan Miller. Yeah. Thank you. Siacoin. That was it.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all good.
I'm extremely. We had an open mic last night on the Discord, and one of the things that I brain dropped while I was rambling was that some months ago I dumped the majority of my metaverse plays, mostly because I couldn't actually explain to my brother what the value is in it. Like I couldn't coherently explain it to somebody who knew nothing about crypto, computers, or gaming. I couldn't explain. I'm happy to make Apecoin. I'm happy to make money on the hype activity of it, on the psychology of people following for Bored Ape Yacht Club. But I'm not. Me and NFTs, with the exception of gaming NFTs, which again I'm also starting to become a bit less, not less bullish on, but it's a tech that's looking for a purpose. If you got a great game that people want to play, it's going to make money, and it can make that money in crypto or it can make that money in US dollars. That's up to the developers to really decide.
So I've had this idea in my head, right? And I'll throw it out there because I'm not a big time developer, and I'm sure at some point it's going to happen because I think it's the most obvious angle to look at NFTs and gaming, right? From my perspective.
Mhm.
The the first developer to create a regular game, a $60 game, 60, 70, $80 game, right?
AAA title.
And yes,
$60 so it's not a regular game. It's AAA title.
yes, a legit AAA title, like a Call of Duty, like a Madden or something like that, right? The first developer to launch a regular game, excuse me, a regular AAA title that has NFTs in it that you can earn and then sell on an open sea, that's going to be the game that's going to blow up. That's going to be the
Absolutely.
game that's
Oh,
going to blow up
absolutely.
the NFT market because
I
I
was
can,
shocked. I was
yeah, I can
shocked.
jump on Call of Duty right now and earn I can earn like a skin for my gun, right? I can
So,
earn
so, so that's what
actual
engine is.
player skin, right? And if that player skin is rare, I can then sell it to other players. What that
Yeah.
to me that angle is the perfect angle. I don't like if you play CS:GO. CS:GO has basically had that structure for years now, where you can sell a rare item for
It's,
actual
this,
fiat.
this is, I mean, I'm gonna age myself a bit, but when I was around between 13 and 17 years old, I was selling in-game items to people from take your pick of games, any RPG that was remotely popular during the World of Warcraft days or EVE
Right,
Online, take your pick. I was usually running 12 to 20 clients of the game, farming the hell out of everything and selling it for cash on IGXE. So I
right.
mean, but it's separating you have to separate the crypto aspect from the profitability aspect of it. Like anyone who there are games. Entropia Universe is a game that's been around for a long time, where the in-game currency is tied to 10 cents US. And that game was a hellscape to play. I'll say that much. But I played it for quite some time. But I mean, they had RMT, real money trading is RMT for those who not in the lingo. RMT was sort of built into the game from the get-go, but also in any game that's been popular in the last 20 years, 25 years by now, there's always been an RMT aspect to it that you could do. That I like. It's not. I don't think it's a massive innovation to have to introduce a blockchain just to transfer an in-game item between two people. Like I don't. I've yet to say. But what I'm surprised is that you haven't had. I mean, during when World of Warcraft was huge, you had a new World of Warcraft clone coming out every 2 weeks. Probably, usually, sometimes much more than that.
Yeah,
And a lot of these were just games from South Korea, from China, from Vietnam, which were extremely grindy, and they would just clone them, translate them, and launch them, and it would make a ton of money. I'm very surprised that nobody has done that yet. The closest one I've been able to find as an NFT game that's playable today, it's only playable single player really, is called Six Dragons, and I mean you can mint NFTs in it right now and you can trade them. How much people will buy them for is a different thing. Now, what to take a different approach to what you were mentioning, Engine, not with a G, Engine with a J, is making that. They have the Ronin chain. I think the Ronin chain is Engine, or I may have lost my train of thought on that one. I can't recall.
You're right. I think you're right. Here, we'll pull it up.
Okay, so Engine with a J is there we go. So they really have the idea behind let's have the market, and also Immutable X is another one, which is like let's sit back, let's make let's let people mint NFTs on our own side chain and have our own currency for trading it, and then let's let people just integrate it really easily. So those are actually the projects from a year and a half ago, like that. You had what was the other one that Averto brought up?
Project Quantum.
That's the actual game. There was an infrastructure one called Boca or Muzz. Help me out here because Alberto wasn't on. It's their symbol was a hexagon with red, green, and black.
Shoot, what is the Ronin sidechain now? Now you got me. Sorry, I'm thinking about
No,
that.
no, Ronin sidechain. Was Ronin sidechain? No, Ronin isn't for Axie. Is it? Yeah, Ronin's for Axie.
yeah. Run is
Okay, Ronin's for Axie. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Brain fuck there.
Yeah.
Or thank you, Boca. It's Or Token was the one we were looking at, which probably is doing very horribly nowadays, just because of market movements. But what they're developing is a plug. Like You take a Unity developer who writes games for a living, and you tell them, here, put this plugin in, and then this sword that you added, you can make that an NFT by clicking here, then clicking here. Done. Faye, you're absolutely Faye. By the way, you should hop into, if you can, hop into voice chat, man. Come on, you're good people. You got a lovely voice. So you should hop into. But yes, like Faye told me yesterday, but he's of the mind that MMOs can be, the entire MMO craze of the, I'm gonna say late '90s to mid 2000s can be revived by crypto.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And I mean, the MMO phase is still around. I think the attention kind of shifted a little bit, but there's still plenty of people that play MMOs. Like RuneScape is still huge. You know, people still play that game. But I think don't sleep on Shiba. Like I know people think like Shiba is still whatever, and I know Zach, like you still love Shiba, but the game itself that they're gonna come out with, I have a interesting prediction for that one. They haven't announced it but I feel like they've alluded to it a few times. I think Shiba is gonna be the first metaverse game that's gonna be on all major consoles, or at least on Xbox and Steam. I say that because Microsoft bought the company that's developing, the game for them.
Sadly, Steam so far has said that they will not allow any game that contains crypto. They've banned 4 games based upon it. No, they may change their mind, but Valve has said that they will not allow any game with cryptos or NFTs in them.
Okay.
Which is fine. There's competitors to them who will benefit from that greatly.
But here's my take on that. They probably banned them because they want to have their own. So why not have your own first and then allow it afterwards? So Steam is not a stupid company. I think they're strategically banning those games.
The thing is that Valve doesn't make money off of making games anymore. They haven't for like 15 years. They make money off of Steam.
Okay.
If they were making money off of games, we'd have Half-Life 3 like 10 years ago. I think we're getting off topic a bit. But,
no, it's all good. I mean, no, this is good stuff. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this real quick. This is what impressed me. I mean, as soon as like Apecoin was announced as like a metaverse play, I mean, it just blew past Decentraland and Sandbox, which are like household names. I mean, and this is kind of what I was alluding to like early on. It's just like the network effect of Ape and the influential people that are in it. I feel like they can just essentially do whatever they want to do. Like they announced they're getting into the metaverse, boom, they're the top metaverse by market cap. 5.4 billion, boom, there you go.
It's the embodiment of it's going to make money because it made money. I would forgive me. I know it's a popular ethos, but I hate it. I do not wish to buy an innovation in crypto because a celebrity bought it, and I do not wish to buy an innovation in crypto because it went up, because number went up.
Hey, did we ever buy on 1inch that first day that you and I were on the live stream, by the way? Do we have anything in there?
We sold it when it 2x'd.
Shit.
No. You see, hang on, people, everybody listening, here's the problem. When you get spoiled by crypto enough, 2x is a situation to say shit.
I know.
That's
you 2x your money.
Isn't that interesting? Like in the stock market, you have to wait maybe 5 years to 2x your money on something like legitimate. Like you 2x your money in maybe like a day or two in crypto, and we're like, oh man, I should have bought more. It's like, yeah, you made some profits, right?
No. We 2x'd and then it dipped immediately after we sold. We did just fine. We just didn't make another play after that. We just didn't hold diamond handed, which, okay, played out exactly as intended. We 2x'd our money. You want to buy more? We can buy more. We're going to be buying at $19, but I assure you, it's going to be much cheaper at some point. I mean, it's popularized in media. Apecoin has got a lot of connections to media companies and venture capital companies. Yuga Labs has got a lot of connections to media companies and promoters and take your pick, where they can get popular people and popular shows and popular news services to talk about this stuff. It is not. My preference is, like, I will make plays based upon popularity of things, but I will make very fast plays based upon that. I have no interest in holding something diamond handing until to either to the moon or to the ground because a lot of people are talking about it. I would prefer that there be some innovation there, that they're doing something original. But
so real quick, did you catch the video I made, Daniel, by the way, on Apecoin recently about? So I heard a rumor. It's a rumor, but it's from a pretty good source. Okay. somebody who happens to work at OpenSea. I'm not going to say the names here, but they said that they're announcing soon, and this could be the reason why it's pumping, that Apecoin is going to be supported on OpenSea for marketplace purchases this week sometime. What do you think that does for the ecosystem? I mean, what do you think about all that? And Chris, you can jump in on that too.
Chris, I'm going to shut up. I'm talking too much. I'm going to shut up until you finish talking.
No. So it's interesting because now, okay. So let me ask you a question: Is that how sustainable would that be? Like, my immediate answer to that would be so what, right? And that would be my immediate answer because I'm going to try to be as positive as possible, right?
I think you mean to say why.
Well, yes, yeah, that's one thing, but also how often are we going to put trust into OpenSea? That would be my immediate response, because they've time and time and again they've let us down. And again, I hate to be like to respond to it in such a negative way, but it's hard for me to trust OpenSea when they've been hacked over and over again. So
True.
and they allow like, you know, BS NFTs to be placed on the marketplace all the time too. So
however much you're worried people will think that you're a wet blanket, I assure you they'll hate me more and they'll just skip right over you.
No, good stuff. I mean, that's good stuff. But Daniel's always super critical too. That's why we always have great conversations.
Yeah, I kind of can't help it. Like, and I say that because when it comes to crypto, I don't like losing money, and I don't like when other people lose money, because at the end of the day, like, we all work hard for it. And even if we just, you know, make a good play, we still did the research to make that good play. And it's unfortunate that we have to be this critical. I would love to be more trusted in something like that. That sounds like good news, right? But again, the first thing that comes to mind is why and how long is this going to last before something bad happens? I don't know.
Well, look, when you have a value proposition of an asset that is based around its own hype, then that is not hype is never infinite. I mean, the best example of hype I've seen so far is Apple. They have been riding a wave of hype since the mid 2000s, since they launched the iPod, and they've done it extremely well. And that's what lets people buy a $500 computer for $3,000. Because it has that Apple logo on it, and it has year-old hardware. I mean, you cannot buy a MacBook today that has hardware that is newer than a year old. But you're willing to pay it, one, because it's stable, it's what you're used to, it's what you're comfortable with, and it's got a hype factor to it. And right. And investing on hype is not a bad thing. It's not an invalid approach, but you have to approach investing in hype with I don't want to say the correct mindset, because there's no such thing as a correct mindset. It's you have to keep in mind that you have to not let yourself imagine that there's innovation where there isn't.
Yes, come in with a plan and have an entry point, have an exit point, and be okay with both of it. Like that's what I tell myself constantly. Like you said before, like when you 2x your money, if you came in with the idea to 2x your money, then just be okay with it, right? Like don't look back with regret. You won already. You won the game. So the same thing, like you're saying, like I completely
always look back with regret. 100% always look back with regret, because it lets you review how you acted, and maybe you can do better, maybe you can do less. But don't blindly, last time I 2x'd, and then last time I bought this shit coin and it 2x'd, and therefore next shit coin I buy, I'm going to hold till it 3x's. That's not analysis. That's not learning from, the community here was completely, there was 10,000 people who were vehemently for it. I saw 1 million people going on Twitter about it left, right, and center. Maybe I'll hold a larger percentage for longer. Take profits liberally, but don't there's more to learning from retrospect than just hold or don't hold.
Okay, well, to Chris's point, I think it's a good one too. Like I think what you're getting at, Chris, is like have a plan, and regardless, if you stick to your plan, that's going to make you a better investor long term, right? I mean,
essentially.
Yeah, so many people, and I've done this too. Like so many times, you blindly go in, and then what happens? It starts going up, and you're like, "Well, it's going to go higher, right? It's going to go higher." Then you go to bed and wake up, and it's come all the way down, and you feel terrible because you didn't have a plan, right?
Right. And for me, for me, most recently, and the last time that kind of happened to me was with CVC, right? I think we all. I think a lot of us had high hopes for CVC, or at least the potential of it, right? And I saw it. I believe CVC either 3x or 4x, and I could have taken more profits than I initially did, but I was like, you know what, this Bitmart list, and I'll wait to take profits till Bitmart. And I waited and I waited, and I was like, okay, this is not going as planned. And I realized in that moment that I had an initial plan, and I allowed new information to adjust that. And there lies the regret, right? And I see what Daniel's saying as well, because that regret also allowed me to review my initial plan and to make better movements later. So it is a little bit of both, and I appreciate Daniel's perspective on that, because he's absolutely right. We should review our regrets a little bit more so that we can learn from them. And I definitely learned from that experience. And like I said, let me lay out a plan. Let me write out everything. If new information alters that, I can consider it, but I shouldn't move away from what I initially set out, because I know this plan is going to work for me. So yeah, lesson learned.
Okay, having a thesis about an asset does not mean it's a good thesis. Like, I've invested in projects where the thesis was, there are, these YouTubers are talking about it. We saw these 5 wallets, which we know belong to YouTubers. They just purchased some. We know they're going to talk about it. It's got this, and this, which are all things we've seen in 50 projects already. Let's go for it. It is not. But I mean, you're talking about CBC. I 2x'd and took out 80%, and then as soon as I had a 20% 2x, I got the hell out. I had zero. If you see a project that is that scale of fundraising and hype around it, let's assume it's going to take a large hit.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to. Nobody is expecting that your plan or your strategy off the bat is going to be the perfect investment strategy, and there's nobody sitting behind you, unless you're married, who's going to be like, that was a dumbass strategy, and it's okay. So fine, married men, you learned to tune it out long ago. Just keep that up. No, what I mean to say is that if your thesis for, let's just say, SHIB for the next 2 months is that SHIB has got a bunch coming up, it's going to go to the moon. Okay, assume you're going to be wrong 70% of the time at least. At least assume that your thoughts on something profiting is going to be wrong, and then still be bullish on it, but assume, act as if you were a bit wrong. Act as if I'm wrong, I still want to be in a good position, and then also act, and then also strategize so that if the complete opposite of what you plan to happen, but that's just assessing your actions, and then on top of that, there's the project's actions, which is an assessment of what are they doing that I haven't seen 100 times. What have they done that others haven't? What are they offering? If there wasn't crypto involved in this, would it be worth money? Would I pay for this if it were somebody who wanted Visa instead of Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Absolutely. That's one thing that I definitely look in projects is what I think this was a cliche in the beginning when I came back to Twitter, is what problem is this project solving, right? It was a little bit of a cliche because kind of everybody was saying it, but it's true, right? What are they doing differently, and what are they doing to contribute to the world as a whole? And that's what I look for in projects now, right? I don't. That's why I kind of stay away from meme tokens, because a lot of them don't really do much, right? I think the last meme token that I invested in that I felt like was doing something a little bit different was Boba Mass, and I still believe in that project. They've had some rough times, right? But there's a problem, and they're providing a solution. And yes, the technology is already out there, but they're slightly innovating it a little bit by combining, making it cross chain, right? But that's what I look for now in a project. They have to be fixing the issue, or they have to have something that is brand new, like they're bringing something completely new.
We're of the same mind on this, but the way I tend to approach it is that the general rule of developing software or developing a product is that you're either doing something faster, easier, or cheaper than somebody else. I look at it sort of as kind of from the flip side, but from a different. I don't look at they're changing the world. I don't look at it that they're solving necessarily a problem. But all you have to do is do something cheaper, faster, or easier than somebody else, than what's currently the mainstream today. That's exactly what PayPal did. That's exactly what Google, Gmail did. That's exactly what, take your pick of any of any major tech development that people don't pay for it anymore. That's like when something is really an innovative tech, it eventually becomes something people expect for free.
Right. Or they just grab some tech that isn't really promoted properly, and they have deeper pockets, and they can promote it a little bit better. And they do the same exact thing, but they have more money to pay for it to get it in front of more eyes.
Absolutely, that's exactly why Elon Musk just bought Twitter. But
how do you feel about that, Zach?
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. Sorry, I was reading a little bit here. I want to bring in.
That's too easy. That's too easy of an answer. How do you feel about Elon buying Twitter?
So, I think it's more good than bad. I read a great tweet. Hold on, let me pull this up. Actually, I think this kind of sums it up. Hold on, where the heck is it? I think I commented to it. Well, I did this too. So Jack Dorsey definitely stepped down at Twitter, knowing damn well Elon was sliding in there. Right, had to be discussed over some beverages. I think that was calculated. Like, they're good friends. I think there was certainly something there. But
the majority of mega high worth people are good for, like, anyone worth $1 or above $1 billion or a CEO of an above $10 billion company. Despite whatever public differences they may have, they are usually good friends.
Yeah, and I thought this tweet was funny as hell too. Like, Elon is buying Twitter and everyone freaking out drives a Tesla. There's never been a dumber time to be alive. I love this tweet.
There has not been a dumber time to be alive.
It's so crazy, right? And it kind of goes to show you how afraid people are of free speech, and how free speech is so different now than when it was initially constructed in the Constitution. I'm not saying we shouldn't. There's going to be a lot of people coming back. It's in the Constitution. But all I'm saying is there's a different beast, and it's called the internet, right? And this line has always been blurry with free speech and very subjective. I don't know, man. I think overall, though, with Elon getting it, I think it's going to be more good than bad. I definitely am excited about him getting rid of bots. He needs to also buy Google and do it with YouTube too.
Yes, because I know your comment section is thriving with Zach's WhatsApps and all of that.
It's brutal. And dude, I dread I don't get them all the time as much, because I think people are starting to get hip to it, that it's a scam. But for a while there, early on, I was getting an email a week of somebody saying, "Hey, was that you on the WhatsApp? I just got scammed for 10 grand." And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" It's just terrible. And as much as I can say it, and people are still going to click it and follow something, and it's brutal, man.
We had dozens of people, and this was one of the most soul-crushing things to have as a moderator on Zach's Discord, where you just have somebody who joins the Discord. They paid to Patreon to get in the Discord, and the first message they send when they come in is they go into the general chat and they say, "Okay, Zach, I decided I don't want it. Can you send me my money back?" And right there, there's no real that. Dozens of times we saw stuff like that, and it's just soul crushing.
So
brutal, man.
And on that note, Kat, Emmett, how you doing?
Yeah, Emmett, what's going on, man? Kat, what's going on?
Good morning, guys.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm just at work right now, so I'm just dropping in, listening, and just taking notes.
Awesome, man. Emmett, I really appreciate you, man. You're always here supporting. You've been here for a while too, man. So really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Your channel it has really helped me a lot to get into crypto. I'm currently right now, I can't really invest like I want to. So right now I'm just, popping in different channels, listening, taking notes, just since I'm still new to the market, I'm still just getting that bearing. I can't invest in everything. Just invest in what I can, be content with what I have, and just have an exit strategy, and just make sure I do my own research, make sure it's a project, I'm willing to invest in, I can see it going far, and then just go with it, and just with any encouragement from you, Zach, Austin, Rodney, just different influencers, and just taking notes as I go.
That's great, man. I will say this: no matter what, you're ahead of the game, man. You're ahead of the curve, because a lot of people out there aren't even listening, right? They're not even taking notes. They're not even setting themselves up for their future. So that's big, man.
I mean, I would
That's
I would
awesome.
add to what you mentioned. I would add just you gotta make a liquidity strategy too. Like you gotta strategize. Like if you want to be in crypto or just investing in general, but you gotta
Yeah.
strategize your personal finances to the point where you position yourself so that when things are in a position that you want to buy this and this and this, that yeah, I'm not saying you have got the thick bag to buy whatever you like. I'm saying that you don't find yourself buying just because things are a bit down. You know that you find yourself setting where you want to accumulate things at, and adding to a position of liquidity so that you maintain your cash position. I think is what I'm trying to say. And center around that because that so far seems to be the easiest across the board. I get asked by people about the strategies all the time in terms of exiting and in terms of how much to invest into projects. And repeatedly, sort of the easiest one to approach is set a liquidity floor, and then have your feeling of the market dictate how you're going to act. And then you want to know when to take profits. You take profits when if 40% of liquidity is the minimum amount that your liquidity bag allows, you're taking 2-3 days pass and your stuff is up. You're taking profits at that point to balance off your liquidity. That so far has been the easiest to carry through and the most fruitful strategy. I mean, I in our Discord, I don't know if you probably can check it out. I'm doing a 100-day journey of my own, and I mean, okay, it's since I launched it a couple months ago, it's up 57% at the moment. But right now, it started at $100, and right now it's sitting on a bunch of ADA and a bunch of Crow, and it's got $140 to just chill. And I'm waiting for things to take a much more substantial dip and accumulate that. And Chris, to speak to what you mentioned a little bit earlier, is planning your exits and not letting emotion get into it. A big and crucial part of that is there are tools, reliable tools, which can be used to automate that type of stuff. I mean, the idea like having you need to go plug in a ledger or open MetaMask and sign it and do it is there's this sort of hurdle in the mind. There's a sort of like mogul. There's a hill that you have to climb in your head to convince yourself to sell. And if when you buy it, this is your expectation for taking profit, and you set that to this price point, I bought it. This price point, I sell it. If it dips this much, I sell it, so I don't lose anymore. Setting up that as an automated thing is something I think anyone who's got more than a few $100 in crypto, it's really worth your time to pick up the tools to learn. Like there's a lot of really easy versions of it which work okay. There's more complicated versions which don't work as well. And as usual, my advice is get into a group of people who can not just walk you through it, but mainly you can do it as a group. One of the best tools you can have in this space is to have 2 or 3 buddies who you trust their opinion, but you disagree with them, or they come from a different point of view on what to act on, what not to. And having a group of people together who can hive mind it is a massive asset. But having things be automated is substantially more. It automatically removes the emotion from between when you bought it and when it skyrocketed and when you sold it.
Yeah,
that's true. I even I invest with my brother, and we run ideas past each other all the time. We disagree a lot, but we also agree on a few things, right? And it's helped us both invest smart. We've made good plays because we had discussions with each other. We bounce ideas off of each other. If I'm wrong about something, he'll say it, or if he thinks I'm wrong, right? And vice versa. And we've had good conversations based on that, and good decisions based on that, because we come to a conclusion, put our heads together. This is what we're gonna do moving forward. And
your wallets.
And Daniel's right. Exactly. So Daniel's right. It's great to have someone that you can have next to you that doesn't hesitate to disagree with you. You don't want somebody around you. You don't want investors around you that's just going to say yes all the time. That is a recipe for disaster. And we see that with communities. There's communities that just agree with each other all the time, and because of that, they're lagging behind a little bit, and they're not where their potential should be because they just say yes to everything, and that it's not a good air to be around. That's that type of air is stifling. Even though it might feel good in the moment, where somebody's just saying yes to you, and it can appease your ego, it's not okay. It's not okay. So yeah, I agree with Daniel. Have people around you that isn't hesitant to say, hey, you might want to look at it this way instead of that way.
But on
Zach,
top of it, it's
Zach,
also
Daniel. I'm
Okay,
sorry, I gotta go. I just want to say I appreciate your time, Zach. Zach, Zach, there's a lot of toxicity on the internet. You do a great job with handling yourself, by the way. I was in a space with you one day when you shut someone down, and it was very professional, but it was also it was like you standing on your 10 toes and not just allowing somebody to disrespect you. But it was done in such a way that I was like, there was an art to it. So I just want to say that, man, you're very I appreciate you as a person and I'm not even gonna call you an influencer, as a content creator. I appreciate you. Daniel, bro, you're the knowledge that you have, I would love to like just get you in one of my spaces because we can have this conversation all day. Like I would love to soak up some information from you. So what's your Twitter handle?
I don't do the Twitter thing.
Gotcha.
There's a Twitter in my name, but it's pointless.
Okay.
If you're not in Zach's Discord, then hop into Zach's Discord in the lobby, and we'll get you in as a speaker or something. Or just get in touch.
Gotcha. I might just have to do that. I haven't been in Zach's Discord yet, but I might just have to do that. But I appreciate you, Kat and Emin. I wish we had more time to speak, but I gotta dip out. I appreciate you guys.
Chris, appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Kat, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing good this morning. Got done all my work to finally try to hop on here. So didn't know how much time was left.
Emmett, just for the heads up, man, I just muted your mic. I'm not being mean or anything. There's just some background noise, so you're welcome to speak whenever, brother.
It's because you were flooding. It's because he was flooding. We all know it's because he was flooding.
But yeah, man, Chris is a really good dude, so it was awesome. And Chris, if you're still listening in, man, welcome anytime to join us too. So, Kat, what's happening, man? What's going on?
Not too much, dude. Just I'm getting excited for the pre-launch this weekend for Phantom and trying to get some, trying to collect some blue chips while we're in this downtrend. So.
Yeah, so Kat's in our private community. Of course, Daniel is as well. Many people that were, in the comment section are in there too. So we created a new channel in here. It's pretty cool for pre-sales and launches. We got one that just kind of gives us information. This one here, Phantom pre-sale, whitelist pre-sale, April 17th, 1 p.m. That one's all done. Public pre-sale is right at 4 p.m. So getting ready to launch that this weekend. We drop things in here for pre-sales. Zeldaverse is another one coming up on May 1st, Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern. That one's going to drop. I'll drop that into the Discord here. But then we have another channel where we just kind of talk about it. And, we're very open and candid here. Like when you get into pre-sales, and I'll let you guys speak on this, it's degen, it's gambling. So you should have a plan. Have a plan to take that initial out, in my opinion, not financial advice, but you sleep a lot better at night. But I'll let you guys speak on kind of pre-sales and kind of where everything is at right now, because a lot of the money is being made here, wouldn't you say, Daniel and Kat? I mean, right now.
Scroll up a tiny bit, you'll see my response to Phantom. Like again, I'm in on it, I'm making a play, but I have yet again. I was also on vacation for 10 days in the middle here. Like,
Yep.
That and a bit above it still, but it's more. It's
right here.
I got in touch with King's Voice, and I got in touch with a couple other folks who were involved in their team. But I cannot. Again, it could be because I was on vacation, and maybe they like I didn't see any messages from anybody to try to reach out, and I haven't gotten an update. But so far, there was a lot of hype behind it. There was a lot of activity behind it. There was a lot of influencers who were bullish on it, and they launched an absurdly large pre-sale, and they met a decent amount of it. 1,000 ETH is nothing to what's the word I'm looking for? Stub your nose at?
Yeah, it's like close to $3 million right there in a pre-sale.
So it's I think it's much more than that, but okay. Okay, you're right. Sorry, took a dip. It's having a connection between a token launching and a product being developed is a bridge that needs to be built before you launch something. And I fully admit that at the moment I just got back from vacation. I was away from all screens for a week. So if there was some development where where Phantom actually announced some details about their platform. I mean specifics, as in like this is how things will work, or a business plan, or something like that. This is how it'll make money. This is how it'll be designed. Then I apologize if I'm criticizing something somebody is bullish on. I'm not bullish on it. It will make money, but I intend to be in and out rather quickly on this. I actually don't have a private play on this, but we do have a group play in the degens. For those who don't know, the moderators and a couple of other folk in Zach's Discord try to make degen plays as a group. Oh, come on, he's going to show our degen chat.
Should I? Is there something?
I don't know. I don't know if we put anything bad in there recently. At the moment, it's limited to a few people, really for testing purposes. But anyways, to digress, specifically on Phantom, I haven't been able to get any information about their actual what they're developing. And by no information, I mean literally zero information. I was in 4 of their AMAs. I spoke with the PMs. I spoke with the developers. I spoke with the chief people whom are behind it, and I cannot actually get an answer about the design, like just the design of what the product they're making is.
Yeah.
Is it going to make money? Is it not going to make money? Is it intended to make money?
Well, Daniel, I think to your point, real quick, if you don't mind me just jumping in real quick, you're 100% right. And not only is there not a lot of clarity, and I'm not talking about this project in particular. I'm talking about just projects like this that have this very like grandiose plan. Not only like can you not get a lot of answers sometimes early on in what it's going to look like and what their plans are and where they are, but what we hear is like that they're 10 to 12 months out. And it's just, here's what I see in the crypto space. Things just move so fast. You're then in there, you're there and then you're gone. Like you're forgot about so quick.
It's 100% a repeat of the .com bubble. Like 100%, it is a 1-to-1 repeat of the .com bubble. You just need something with crypto as opposed to .com in the name, and you need something that's a relatively graspable idea, as it could potentially, I don't know, it could very well make money, but people are going to buy in on it. So I'm going to get in on that, buying in on it, and I'll make money on it, which is fine. I mean, there's no shame involved here, but I mean, the chief question that personally I wish to address when I approach a project is, and I'm not asking this as a diminutive, I'm not trying to demean the project, but I honestly, my investment strategy requires an answer to the question of, is this vaporware? Like, I'm not saying Phantom is vaporware. I'm saying I have yet to be informed of any actual design elements or programming elements of it besides a lot of people are talking about it. The sole reason why I am making a play on this is because a lot of influencers have been talking about it, and the structure of it looks like it could be hyped easily. I have no reason to believe it is vaporware, but I have yet to see a reason to believe it is not. I would love to see a reason that it is not, because then I may be inclined to hold it more.
Right. No, that's a good point. I mean, we see it all the time, especially with the play to earn space too. I know we've talked about this before, and we'll probably close it down here in about 5-10 minutes too. By the way, everybody out there, thank you all so much for tuning in. We're up over 2 hours on the live stream, so if you haven't hit the like button, do that real quick. Subscribe, consider doing that too. Looks like we got a new subscriber. Danny, welcome in, Danny. But we see it all the time, guys. Right in the play to earn, it's like, hey, we got this awesome thing brewing, but it's 12 months out. And I don't know, man, it's just that doesn't give you a lot of confidence as an investor. Now, the one thing Wagmi did a little bit different that I've said, I really respect about them doing that. And, full disclosure, people know I'm working with Wagmi, but I truly mean this. I mean, they focused on the game well before crypto. Like, nobody knew they existed while they were working. And now they're going to have, beta launching today, full game coming out in July. I mean, that's a reasonable timeline. Like if I'm an investor, right? So you guys want to speak on that too? Because the play to earn space is going to get freaking huge, right? I mean, I don't think.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why is the play to earn space going to get huge?
Because to me, I'm not a gamer, but to me, it's simple. People love games, video, right? I mean, games aren't going anywhere. People are going to love playing games that they can make money at. And there's money on both ends. There's money for the user and there's money for the developers.
When you're making money, there's two options in that model for where the money can come from. The money can come from people buying the token, or the money can come from people subscribing or paying money to somewhere else. This is why I always emphasize an external revenue stream. And I'm not familiar with Magby's model. But I haven't delved all too deeply into what they actually wish to do. But to my knowledge, they don't have a stream of revenue coming into Wagmi which doesn't center around people buying the token or the NFTs.
Well, there's going to be a lot of in-game purchasing, like similar to like the Fortnite skins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a big piece of it. The other thing like that's really unique is the profit share from the in-game NFT revenue, right? So that's why the Genesis NFTs mint sold out as quick as it did, because anybody holding them are going to have, you know, profit share from that. So, you know, I like that they're building a tower defense game that's been proven to work, like that strategy. I know that those type of games. What's the real popular one? Oh shit.
League of Legends, I believe.
League of Legends, and then what's the other one?
I can't remember.
Yeah, we'll go with League of Legends. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think from a marketing standpoint, they've nailed it. Again, I can't speak from a gamer's perspective, but I know this type of game has hit with gamers before. So I do think they're smart in going the route that Fortnite did with the in-game purchases, right? Because that was that whole like free model, but not really, because once you get addicted, you're spending money.
No, it's pay to win, or not necessarily pay to play. But again, I will 100% miss a great deal of profits on the NFT gaming market. Of that, I'm absolutely sure. Mostly because, with the exception of 2 or 3 assets, which I've just come to like because of research on them and because of conversations with their devs, I've come to really like them. And if they fail, they fail, and I'm happy to have them fail. It's the same reason I'm in Cardano. Like,
Can you name those?
Qubit. I mean, speaking with their devs and just seeing their game development procedure and seeing what they're trying to make, it's a game I play, and I am happy to lose every cent that I have put into it. Having, of course, he pulls up the chart at perfect timing. But no, I am absurdly in profit on Qubit.
Clash of Clans is what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
I should make it absolutely clear that I am absurdly in profit on Qubit, no matter what happens. Like I have already taken absurd amounts of profit on it. I got it's like very, very early, and I took an absurd amount of profit when it was near its high, not at the big peak, but the peak before it. But I'm still invested in it with a good amount, and I will still accumulate some during the shit market. Because I would rather lose money on a project which I would actually play and I would really be interested in playing than I would on. I can't think of a kind way to say this. I'm really going to try to think of a kind way to say this, so I'm going to get banned from chat. It's okay. I will definitely miss out. Like Wagmi could very well do absurdly well. Engine could do absurdly well. Mana could do absurdly well. I cannot explain to myself or to somebody next to me who doesn't understand crypto, isn't a gamer, doesn't get computers, why there's value there. I am definitely going to miss out on a lot of money because of that. The couple that I still hold are ones which I've researched heavily, and I don't care about holding Qubit for their profit potential. I care about it because I actually want to play their game.
Yeah.
Like I have zero interest in shilling Qubit. I literally just want them to make their game so I can play the damn thing. I am not drawn to tower defense games myself, not my personal cup of tea. And if you look at the history of tower defense games, for every 1 or 2 which succeeded greatly, or just mobile games in general and games overall, the history of absurdly successful ones versus flops is pretty much equivalent to the distribution of NFT profits. There were 2 or 3% of the overall games which made the overwhelming majority of the money. Could Wagmi be that one? Sure, why not? I don't understand the metric which actually makes a difference here. My concern is that Wagmi and projects of that ilk are attracting investors more than they're attracting gamers. I've been in games before where the objective was to make money, and those are not fun to play. They don't last long, and so if the people playing the game, what makes games fun are people and decent gameplay. They don't actually have to have decent gameplay. It has to be playable, and you have to have people who are fun to play with.
But let me say this real quick, Daniel, and I want to close out the stream. But now you got me thinking and turning. And now we're gonna talk a little bit about this. But so N90, I like the logic here. I mean, I do. I know it's simplified, but I get it. No one will want to play for free when you can play to earn. And I get what you're saying too, Daniel. Like heavy gamers are going to want to play games they like. But don't you think there's a market like we saw with Axie Infinity, where I don't know the percentage of people from the Philippines, but it was a huge percentage of people who were playing the game as a job. And I think that's a whole untapped market in parts of the world where they don't earn a lot of money working, let's say, manual labor, where now they can play a game, regardless if they like it or not, right?
The percentage of people who made money off of Axie Infinity coming from disadvantaged countries who made more than the minimum wage in their country, should that exist, was less than 0.1%.
Really?
The marketing department for Axie Infinity, or for the large scale venture capitals and people with a great deal of influence who can publish this. I'm the wet blanket of the group, but the number of people who profited handsomely off of it. Sadly to say, it's the same thing as Board Ape Yacht Club. It's the same thing as, if you look at the percentage of people who make it, it's the old 80-20 rule. 20% of people will make 80% of the profits off of the bat. For those unfamiliar with the 80-20 rule, Google it. It's worth learning about. And then keep in mind that when it comes to things with strategy and with game theory involved, it's going to be even more skewed. It is not like, yes, this space will be successful. I highly doubt that any of the current iterations of NFT gaming will be what actually is this success story. And I don't see one or two successful games promulgating an entire ecosystem of games that everyone plays so much that NFT games become the standard. For that to happen, you'd have to have the major gaming manufacturers, the major development groups, which really, sadly nowadays is like 6 companies on a good day. They would have to thoroughly embrace crypto in their games. Like, it would have to be, there is no longer, it's the same thing as DLCs. DLCs is downloadable content for games, or for like season passes. When you have a game, and there's no such thing as, like, when you reach a point where you cannot play a game today where it doesn't involve crypto, there's your adoption. But that's just, it's a sad state of affairs, in my opinion. I would rather have something innovative in the game that actually involves like chain integration than I would just, I do exactly what I would do in any other RPG, but I also get an NFT off of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think as well, like with when you have NFTs incorporated into games, like depending on the blockchain, who might possibly want to pay, hey, I get this skin for $5 and then I got to pay, whatever the gas fee is to transfer it to me. I guess you could compensate by just airdropping it after they pay, but then, the question is, are they paying in fiat or are they going to pay in the crypto? So, there's some challenges I think ahead for these games to do it, and I think it's going to take a small company. I disagree. I think it's going to take a small company to figure it out for these big companies to catch on, and then they're just going to buy that company out and run with it.
But very, very easily could be. I've got nearly $48,000 worth of NFTs in games that I've played since this whole NFT gaming craze went nuts, and for me to sell them would cost more than that. To speak to the gas fees, the ones which would actually be profitable for me to sell are either on Immutable X or on Engine's chain. I forget the name of the chain they use, but they have their own. They have their own like side chain, which they do business on. But it's not worth the time it would take to actually market them, because there's no Uniswap equivalent. Like, it's entirely order book based. It's like an auction house. To anyone who's played games which had auction houses in them, you know how great it is to get a very valuable thing and then realize that you want to sell it and you have to wait like 6 months for somebody to actually buy it. That has now been taken into the real world. But there's also because of the speed with which metaverse as a thing and crypto gaming, it went from 0 to overextended so blindingly fast that there is a massive liquidity problem. So let's take, it doesn't have to be Wagmi. It can be what's some like Axie Infinity.
Mhm.
If you've got the most valuable Axie, then it is not worth your time to sell it. It's worth your time to contract it out to somebody else to grind it for you,
Right.
for reasons that are too long to explain at the moment. But it's I mean, the amount of ether or the amount of US dollars that are deposited there that are be it by person or by algorithm are willing to buy that versus the volume of that, it really gives an illusion of higher. I mean, I would put Zach, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm going to bring it up. Apollo is an excellent example of this. It's something where you have a lot of people who on paper have a lot of money, but because of the liquidity state of things, it is impossible for them to actually realize those gains. I don't know about your position, but let's just say there are people who have got large positions in Apollo, which it is impossible for them to cash out 10% of their position without impacting the price by 80%. Which is again, this is not a plus or a minus. This is the nature of highly speculative assets. Like, but by virtue of like, there's no one who's I'm gonna launch a token on the Ethereum blockchain called Daniel token, and it's going to have $40 million worth of liquidity behind it. But like, to think that you have $10 million or $15 million worth of NFTs because you bought a bunch of CryptoPunks early, you can't sell $15 million worth of those NFTs without tanking the price of them. It's the exact same thing as Tesla stock right now. Okay, right. You just had a new buyer. To digress to what we were mentioning earlier, you can't. You cannot buy, like, if you thought risky was buying Tesla stock last week, then this week it just became 10 times more risky because there are now $26 billion worth of Tesla stock, which are collateral for a loan for Elon to buy Twitter. Now, the fact that is that statement right there is a core financial analysis in this year makes my heart break. I mean, it's like, I used to think it was annoying when Elon tweeted and that made markets move. But now Elon decided that his tweets weren't loud enough, so he bought the fucking company. I'm not sure I'm making a larger point here, but what I mean to say is that you need to emphasize how liquid a landscape of assets is. So, Bored Ape Yacht Club, you're looking at Ape right now, okay? I have no idea what the most expensive Bored Ape sold for, but if the top 10 holders of Bored Ape NFTs sold them, they could not sell for more than 10% of what the book price of it is, without actually tanking the price of them. So that's something which needs to be considered when you're defining what counts as a blue chip and what counts as a speculative. A speculative does not have the liquidity to support selling 50% of its market. Ethereum today has got $580 billion market cap, something like that. What's the market cap of?
Yeah, here we'll go over and see it. I want to say 600 billion, give or take. Let's see.
Hey, just chime in real
Actually,
quick.
no, wait.
I got a quick question.
Yeah, Emmett, what's going on, man?
I'm gonna drop my question. I'm gonna drop out since it's loud where I work. But my question is, if you buy a Wagmi NFT from someone on OpenSea right now, would you still get the in-game benefits since the beta is going to be released sometime soon?
Yeah, so the beta is going to be released today, and yeah, if you own it, I would guess that's a good question. I would guess before the beta is released, if you own one, you're going to get those benefits. Yes, but yeah, the minting is done. You would have to buy it publicly on OpenSea. But that's a good question in terms of the timing because I don't know exactly when they're dropping the beta, but I would think that it's going to be whoever has it at the time. Would get access to it. Whoever holds one. I'll see if I can find that out for you, though, Emmett. And if I do, I'll send a tweet out or something. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
You can lend me your rare sword Wagmi NFT, and I can figure out how the game is.
Man, I'm learning about this stuff, dude. I'm pumped about it. But yeah, dude, hold on. So did I show you which one I have? Were you watching earlier?
I saw it in brief. You have one that's got a blue sword.
I got this guy. I think it's the most rare blue sword guy too. Of course, yeah, because that's the
But
first blue sword I see.
But I can't judge what this means in game. That's the problem.
Not yet. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess it'll come to fruition. But yeah, it's ranked 33 most rare out of the 3,022. So we'll see.
I hate being a web.
It's the future. Daniel. It's the future.
It's the future. It's the future.
It's the metaverse. We're living
At
in it
some
already, right?
at some point, I will stop being a wet blanket and I'll just start being an old fuck. At some point, I'll make that switch where I'm just a grumpy old man instead of just being a wet blanket.
Yeah, he's going to be part of like a compilation of people who said the NFT gaming is not good, just like how the .com was like.
He's going to be the Peter Schiff of NFTs. Peter Schiff of NFTs and play to earn gaming. Daniel.
No, it's an excellent tech that is looking for a purpose. It's not like it's like having a. You remember did you ever have a Java phone? Am I old and you don't remember those? Or like before smartphones, you had Java phones. You had phones that it was nuts that they had. Damn it, I'm too old, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so before you had smartphones, you had Java phones, which was sort of like after you had your Nokia and you had your Ericsson, and then you had like these phones that were like
Ericsson.
I had
the bulky Nokia with the battery pack that went like from here across the United States. Like,
but could you watch TV at like one frame every 2 seconds on
it?
Wait, you could watch TV on those?
Yeah. No, if you really tried, if you really tried, and you had Java on the phone, there was a streaming service that it was not at all good. It was not like to say watching TV is really to be very generous in the term. But it's the same reason why I think it's adorable that people think 10 years from now holding Bitcoin is going to be you're a king or you're I don't see the first iteration of a technology as being something that survives 20 years.
Don't go to a Bitcoin conference and say that. They'll eat you.
Oh no, it will make an absurd amount of money in the coming years, but I do not like. It's like being. Don't worry, guys. I'm still holding a CD-ROM from 1994. Like it's like I still got a 56K modem. Yes, you can sell a 56K modem nowadays for a great deal, but the technology has moved beyond that. Or to equate it more, it's like of course I still got my MySpace account still running. It's eventually like in technology we tend to leave things behind after we're done with them. But again, we're not done with Bitcoin yet by far. I don't know. At a certain point, it will become that it will be like holding LPs to hold Bitcoin. I'm not sure when that'll be. That could be 40 years away. That could be 50 years away. That could be 2 years away. But at some point, it will be you'll hold the Bitcoin for nostalgia as opposed to the actual market value of it.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Hey, I'm going to close out the stream. Daniel, Kat, Emmett, Cool, and Chris, and I can't remember the other gentleman who joined me earlier. Thank you all for joining. Who was it?
Moonlight.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you all for tuning in, and hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe. If you want to hop into our Patreon page, we got a newsletter coming out May 2nd. We're starting with a newsletter. By the way, Kat and Daniel, I'm going to drop in my Word doc and get your thoughts on it too. We got the skeletal outline for it, so I'm going to drop that in and see what you guys think. But I'm pretty pumped about that. So that's dropping next Monday, first edition. That's going to come out every Monday around 1 p.m. Eastern each and every week. So that's going to be a new perk in the Patreon. So if you want to hold off and maybe wait and get it May 1st on the next month around here, that might be something that interests you. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate you. Very grateful for you, as always. And guys, thank you all so much for the great insight. And talk to everybody soon.
Take it easy.
Thank you.